Hello and welcome to Race 5 of the Restart Esports Invitational Series, brought to you by Beast Mode, powered by Rose and ZMS Esports Studio, the number one broadcaster in esports entertainment. We are nearing the end of this fantastic race series with just 2 races left, and the finals are really coming down to the pointy end of this series. My name is Nathan Craig, and my co-host is elite racer Holly Bergen. Holly, race 5 takes us to London for 3 laps of the greatest London flat route. Race 5, the distance is just under 80 kilometers and is going to be a very flat course, allowing for the stronger riders to engineer breakaways on this technically challenging course. We still have 12 men's elite teams and 6 women's teams smashing this series for the points and ultimately for the win. This race is going to prove to be very exciting.
Yep, thanks Nathan. So race 5 takes us to London for this fast race. The greatest London loop begins on the classique route in the reverse direction, so that means they're pedaling backwards, does it?
Yep.
But only covers a small amount before turning onto the greater London roads. We then head over the bridge and through the subway and into Richmond Park. Racers then head back into the tunnel and tackle the escalator, which I'm sure we all love, before completing the lap. In all, racers are going to complete 3 laps, so 3 times up the escalator before we know the winner. Will this race see a solo attack or a coordinated effort between the teams for the before the riders are staking their claim on this race? So, next slide, please, Damon.
All right, we can see there that we've still got a lot of teams in the mix. Some of the teams there that are racing today: A-Bus, Synergy, Beast Mode. We've got BL13, Cryo, OPAC, Deepak, Foundry, Hexagon, Movie Star, Restart still in there, Relentless, Saris Team Sports, Saris Esports, sorry, Team WB, and Wahoo Esports. Okay, so we have the individual scoring. For those that have been watching, you already know about this, I understand it, but quickly we'll go through it. We get points, the individual riders get points from 1st and to 30th. So 30 points for first place, 29 points for second, and so forth. And then the teams also get points. The top 3 riders per team that go through will also take the points home and help their team to the final win.
So the Beast Mode Prem scoring, how it works is the first 3 first across the line, the first 3 across the line get points. So the first across the line gets 3 points, second place gets 2 points, and the third is 1 point. And there's 2 spots here, isn't there?
In this one, there's lap 2 is the segment, the mall sprint reverse. So that's going to be where it comes down.
Yeah, so that one counts, but the first time they go through it doesn't count if I'm right in remembering the route. So
that is correct.
It's lap 2 that it counts. That's right, yes. It's so muddled up because there's so many different. There's greatest London flats, greater London flats. So yeah,
there are a lot that sound very similar, don't they?
Yeah, there are. Yeah, some of them have giant hills and some of them don't. So luckily, this one doesn't. So we're good. So next slide, please.
Okay, looking at the overall individual league standings, we've got the men's there going from bottom to top, starting in position 10. David Talbot hanging in there on 57 points. Ika Morell in 9th place in 60 points. Josh Harris, the man from Tasmania, in 8th on 67. Rodrigo Fernandez Simon in 69 points in 7th spot. David Pacheco in 6th spot with 69 points also. Hossein Salibi in 5th spot with 75. Jamie Philpott there from Wahoo Esports also in 4th with 80 points. In 3rd, though, we have Ruben Dont from A-Bus Synergy with 84 points. 2nd, we have the Norwegian Viking with 90 points. But in first, we have Nicholas Drykott from Foundry there with 110 points. The man to beat.
Absolutely. So in the ladies, we have Megan Rathwell from Saris in 15th, Sarah Olim from Synergy 14th, Eleni Wiseman also from Saris in 13th, Maria Tomaby Thompson. It's a tongue twister, that one, Maria, from Synergy. Leah Sophie Ramett from Synergy, who I have actually raced against. She is outstanding. Well done, Leah Sophie. Alicia Haag, Beast Mode in 10th. Christine Schneider from Synergy with her teammate Amelia in 8th. Leah Cuthbertson, my teammate from Restart in 7th. Jen Reel from Saris in 6th. Nicole Mayer, who is a superb. If you have not seen her previous races, you need to go back and watch what Nicole did. From next in 5th. Randy, my teammate as well, in 4th from Restart. Sarah Roach from Synergy in 3rd. Second place is Maria Marb from Beast Mode, and Catherine Curie from Next Powered by Ensured in top position there.
Okay, looking at the Beast Mode Preem Awards standing, going up from the bottom there, Simon Walter there from Beast Mode in 9th, Nicholas Drykott in 8th, Josh Harris there in 7th position, Anthony Powells in 6th, David Talbot in 5th, Rick Van Erck in 4th position. In 3rd, though, we have Ruben Dont. In 2nd, we have Nikki Hug. But in 1st, leading the Beast Mode Prime Award leaderboard is the Norwegian Viking himself, Najal Peterson.
Nice. So from the ladies, we have Tiffany Penner from Cryo in 7th, Christine Schneider in 6th from Synergy, Randy in 5th place from Restart, Amelia Vuelta from Synergy in 4th. And the podium spots are Maria Marb from Beast Mode in 3rd, Sarah Roach from Synergy in 2nd, and Nicole, who took it away on races 2 and 3, I think it was, in 1st position from Next. Well done, ladies.
Oh, they've been smashing it.
Yeah, absolutely they have.
Okay, coming across to the team standings. As we talked about, the first 3 riders of each team will take home points for their respective team. Coming up from 10th spot, we have Relentless with 91 points. In 9th, we have Restart there. Your team, Holly, with 101 points. In 8th, we have Deepak. 7th, we have ABA Synergy. In 6th spot, we have Cryo RDT. In 5th, Beast Mode powered by Rose. In 4th spot, we have Team RWB. In 3rd, BL13 powered by Level Velo. 2nd, though, we have Foundry Punches Coalition. And in 1st, dominating 1st position, we have Wahoo Esports.
And with the ladies, in 6th position, we have Cryo with 68 points. In 5th position, we have my team Restart with 175 points. And they only have 2 riders. And remember, the top 3 riders from each team take the points. So I am here. I am not racing it. So they are, Leah and Randy are doing awesome with 2. And I've got to plug them because they're doing outstanding. So in 4th, I would have been the 3rd, but you know, someone's got to talk with you, Nathan.
That's right, yes.
Yeah. In 4th position is Saris Esports with 198 points. Hot on the tail of Beast Mode, though, in 3rd with 203. Not much between those 2. And then fighting out at the top are Synergy with 277 and Next 284. It's going to be a bit of a battle there, I reckon. Hope so.
Exactly. Between 1st and 2nd, that's for sure. Okay, so we can see some of the riders now. This has been a fantastic series because a lot of the riders have put the effort into having their cameras on, so we can see them in real time. And it was fantastic watching some of the riders finish on the Epic Com in race 4. Having them on camera was just amazing to be able to experience that race with them. So this is going to be awesome. I can see their fronties jumped into the chat as well. We've got Christian there too. Is that Jeppe? Am I pronouncing that correctly? Bren's in there as well. Hey, Bren.
I'm gonna have to load up the YouTube channel, aren't I? Because I need to know what's going on. I got my we are streaming all over the place today. We're streaming to Twitch and to YouTube, so get us. I did a tech thing, Nathan. I did a tech thing.
All right, so we can see the men are out of the pen. We are 1.6 kilometers into this 78.3 flat and fast route. Just going through that underground section there. There is a slight, it's an up and down through here. Not really going to worry the men's too much. They're going to be pretty sorted here. But it's going to be interesting. I think, Holly, you might have been mentioning just before we started this, the discussion about some of the tactics, particularly when it comes to some of the riders who have missed a couple of the races. So we're in race 5 of this 6-race series. A couple of riders might have missed some of the races earlier on. What were you saying about that strategy going into race 5?
Well, if you're in a team with a rider who is, quite in the top 10 for the GC, you're going to want to ride for your teammates to be a domestique. So I think it'll be interesting to see what happens in the teams, especially with RWB. So Norwegian Viking, as we nickname him, he's doing really well. And there's some others as well who are top. So I'm hoping that there'll be a bit of tactics, a bit of if there's an attack, the domestiques are going to want to chase it down to help. Because it's a long route as well. It's 78 kilometers. So
Yep.
You're not going to want to miss a breakaway.
We can see Hamlet there from Wahoo Esports on the front.
He wants to sponsor time.
Yeah, exactly. Get the cameras on him. He's out to 5 seconds now, to almost 6 seconds there. We can see him really working the front. Look, an early breakaway. It's going to be interesting to see whether he can go through with this and hold on to that gap. Or whether the group is going to chase him back. Now, so Holly, for those that maybe aren't that familiar with racing and the certain words and terms we use, domestique, in terms of a domestique, what does a domestique do?
Basically helps your teammates. So, for example, Hamlet is off the front here. So instead of one of the GC guys chasing that down, you'd get your domestique. Basically, they're doing all the work for you to have the glory. So, that's a team though, so it's fine. But so one of the domestiques would, increase the pace of the group to try and close that 7 seconds now. So the GC guys would just sit in the group and draft and save their watts and just be dragged back to Hamlet, who is doing an outstanding job. Thank you so much, because it gets us to talk about this. So you just have to sit in and rest. On certain climbs like this one, it's not. What climb is this? Northumberland Avenue, is it? Anyways, it's only a short one. So you'd have to push a little bit on that. But the rest of it is pretty flat. I mean, it's 550 meters, but it's over over 78 kilometers. So there's no big climbs as such. It's just little bumps and things, which adds up. So so you're just going to want to sit in, and the teams will be on Discord with all their encouragement and things. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Nice. I am happy. Yep. Nah, sorry, no. I think Nathan's voice may have just dropped out. So I do know that Holden raced yesterday. I think that was just his warm up, really. I think I was talking to. He's on Twitch, Holden Indoor. If anybody wants to, I am trying to get on the YouTube to post his link. So we're just watching Morris there at the moment. He races for Cryogen. I think we've just got. Is this an attack going off the front? They're about 2 seconds.
Yeah, it looks like
A gap of
Morris
about 2 seconds.
is trying to get him back.
Yeah.
We can see some of the races there that we've got across the top of the screen. Angus Butler there, Christopher Thiem, Daniel Holiday there was on his phone actually, so that's sort of telling you what's going on. But hopefully we can see that the gap won't open too far at the moment, and they'll be able to get some of this the gap back there. But it has stretched out to 7 seconds there. So interestingly,
but 7 seconds is nothing. Like, I know these guys can look at them. They're doing 2.6 in the pack. Nah, they're just letting them play.
Yeah, they're chilling. So Holden there, Hussein and Jamie Philpott as well. So great to see the guys again with their cameras on. We get to see firsthand exactly what's going on. This is live. We're looking into their living rooms, spare rooms, garages, and so forth, and seeing them race this in real time, which is fantastic.
Basically, we get to watch them suffer.
Yes, exactly, which is awesome.
Yeah, which is awesome. It is awesome.
All right, so we can see Niall there. Niall Batty is in the mix as well. 6.6 kilometers down so far. We've still got that 70 odd kilometers left, but this is going to be a fantastic race. We can see some of the people in the stream there talking about that very thing. Bren says Holden races every day. Oh, Ruben, Ruben's a legend because Ruben jumps into the chat and he's racing at the moment.
So if you're watching this stream
fantastic.
and you are in race, wait until Ruben is typing something and then he'll be distracted and then you hit it with the attack. We got to use all the tactics we could get. So,
Ruben's deleted his message already, so maybe he's thought better of it. But this will
is an awesome racer.
Yeah, this will be the sprint. This is the sprint segment on which the Preem Beast Mode Award points will be awarded. So this will be the spot we're going to be looking for in lap 2. So that's the spot we're looking for. We'll keep an eye on that, but it'll be a little while before we come back around there again.
And it's first across the line, not
that's
fastest
exactly right.
Through.
You are correct.
Yeah, I got it. I got it wrong in the intro, but it is first across the line. So if there is a bit of a breakaway, if you are wanting, because where is the Norwegian Viking? Because I think he is top of the Beast Mode Preem.
He is. That is right. Yes.
Yeah. So he's going to be wanting a bit of the.
He'll want some of that action.
Absolutely.
While we're talking about the Beast Mode Preem Awards, we might just get the leaderboard back up again very quickly to refresh our memories on who's in the standings there. So we can see Najal there on 8 points. Nikki Hogg in second with 4 points, and Ruben there with 3 points in third position. Nicole Meyer the same with the women's. She's in first with 8. 3 points ahead of Sarah, and Maria Marb there in third spot with 4 points. So these are the races we're going to be watching for in that second lap as they come through that sprint segment.
Yeah. Well, for the ladies, my biased commentary is obviously going to Randy. So Randy, if you are listening, I'm watching you.
Okay, we can see that gap is coming back now. It's down to back to 2 seconds. You can see a couple of the guys have got 9. Now I am looking for this.
It could also be that they're just letting these guys just burn a few matches.
Yeah,
at
for
the
sure.
front.
Yep.
Let them tire out. It's flat. It's not gonna breakaway. Isn't really gonna stick. I don't think. Maybe
certainly,
after the Preem possibly. But look, if you're wanting Preem points, they're not gonna let it go.
No, exactly. And I think you might be right in what you're saying with the domestic as well. There might be a couple of the riders here willing to stir the pot very early and see if they can't, force a few of the riders, maybe let them, come along, try to burn some matches, see who's a little bit maybe nervous about this, and try and disrupt the group. But yeah, I think you're spot on, Holly. There's going to be a lot of the riders here who are very happy to sit back, wait, conserve their energy, conserve their watts as much as possible, and then look to see what they're going to do in the second lap. But Drykot there on the front, he's opened up a gap again, and I'm just
look at them all just chilling out.
Yeah,
chilling out.
There's
little
Nicholas.
Coffee ride. There we go. Look, there's Drykot.
All got there. Yep.
Yep.
So we've got JP there. And I'm loving watching the guys, some of the guys in their team kits as well. Kiko there, Mason, Rocker, Nick Hurd, Nicholas Drykot there, who were watching with that breakaway as he's just being catched up by Phil Pott and Bishop, the alien hunter himself.
Yes, yep, alien hunter. He's hunted down Drykot and Phil Pott. They're aliens, and then we have to him or something.
Do you think
it made sense in my head.
I see where you're going with it.
Yeah. Well, that's how the cogs are going around in my brain. I was trying to read the YouTube comments as well because I'm trying to I'm trying to get into the YouTube comments, but I'm having tech issues. Surprise! Yes, and if you are watching on YouTube or on Twitch, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, because subscribe on Twitch works differently. But if you head to the YouTube channel, ZMS Esports, I am trying to get the link to post in the Twitch for those watching on Twitch. Like and subscribe, people. Like and subscribe. You know the drill.
Exactly. It really does help.
Yeah.
The more you subscribe and the more you hit the like button, the more it gets this video gets posted. The YouTube algorithm picks it up and pushes it around, so it is very helpful. So definitely do that. I'm also going to look for Randy, your teammate there that is on Twitch. I'm going to get her. I saw her Twitch alert come up to say that she's...
Yeah, Randy races bikes. And I think Holden is streaming, as well.
Yep.
Is anybody else streaming? We know Holden and Randy are. Is anybody else streaming this race?
Absolutely.
On YouTube or Twitch? If you are, post the link in the YouTube channel. Go for it. We're here to support everybody.
Absolutely. So jump onto her channel as well. I've just posted Randy's Twitch channel there. Go and say hi, give her a like, give her a subscribe, and tell her how much of a fantastic job she's doing. But we can see the front's really kind of churning a little bit. I'm just trying to put some rhyme or reason into this. We've got Najal there, the Norwegian Viking. He's back on the front. That group has come back together again. We can see the Wahoo Esports riders there just on that front. I'm just trying to work out what might be some of the strategies there. Look, we know this is going to be fast. We know this is flat. We know this is going to favour those fast riders. But having said that, we did watch Najal absolutely stomp this in race 4 on the Epic Com. So we know he has the legs. But the other riders there, I'm just trying to work out, these little breakaways, these micro gaps that are being opened up and closed down the front there. What's going on? As you say, Holly, it might be the domestics trying to stir the pot and trying to get some of the riders to maybe put some unnecessary power into this early on and see if they can force some fatigue to occur more quickly than would otherwise happen.
Yeah, and it gives us something to talk about too, right? Because otherwise we're just going to be talking about shampoo and blue trons. So
and tech issues.
And tech issues, yeah. When I did read the comments earlier, when I said I did a tech issue earlier, a tech thing earlier, I don't really mean me. I mean other people are doing it for me. Just to make that absolutely clear. Because I just pedal. Well, actually, sometimes I can't even do that. So, yeah, I just... do things. I'm just watching actually because all of these guys, you can tell the pace is kind of decreased because the group gets wider. When it's like in a long line, like a queue or whatever, a very British thing, it means that the pace is increasing at the front. But when it's wider, it means that the... I'm really happy actually because I can see so many restart jerseys. So that makes my Philpott happy. So here we go. Jamie Philpott, who will I call? So I'm gonna give a shout out to Elise actually, because she's in the chat and she's super nice and supportive, and she's also glad she's not going up the escalator. Yeah, Elise, me too. Yeah, so her team is Wahoo. So we've got to give a shout out to her teammates, Jamie, who was just doing a bit of an attack, but we've got Norwegian Viking going with them. He's actually doing a bit of a pull at the moment. Is he trying to create he will be wanting the first across the line points for the segment. Do we know what kilometre that is?
There is still a while to go before that happens, so we're probably expecting to see that occur somewhere around the 30-kilometre mark. So that's probably where we're expecting it to happen. So yeah, we'll keep our eyes open for that one. So it's still a little while to go yet. They've still got to go through that lumpy section just into the countryside. But it'll be interesting to see where the Norwegian Viking positions himself as he comes into that spot. But we can see there Ruben across the top of the screen. Ryan Dummer as well. We were talking about him last week.
Getting the kids onto
exactly.
Which
is fantastic.
Well done, Ryan. And I got to give a shout out to Chris Schwenker as well, because he's been supporting Ryan in getting that going. So
that's fantastic. That really is really good.
Which is awesome. I love it. So I want to see the sport that we all love grow. So here we are.
And people benefit from it as well, which is just what we want.
Bollinger
there as well, and Gatsman as well. So we're gonna see a couple of green screens there. That's good to see. There we've got some experienced streamers kicking it as they push forward. But certainly game faces across the board there. There's no sitting up and texting their friends. They are all laser focused.
Going Ryan and Travis and
do we have I'm just wondering if we can swap across to the women's. Is that they've been underway? There we go.
Yes, that's what I like to. Oh, Sydney's racing. I'm so sorry. Sydney is my teammate as well. She races for Restart. So there is 3 Restart ladies in this. That is super awesome, because like I said, top 3 get points. So
go through with the points. Yep.
Yeah, it's awesome to see. So I'm just gonna. So there's Maria, Heather, Catherine, Jen, Megan, Sarah Roach, Randy, Leah, and Sydney. Brilliant ladies. This is interesting because the guys group is bigger, so the tactics would be different, because breakaways could be chased down because there's just more of them. But in a group of, I think 11, can I count up to 11? I don't know. Anyway, in a small group, yes, 11, isn't there? In a small group like this, breakaways might stick a bit more. I'm just going to talk tactics, because if you've got, this is a flat route, and I know there's some bumps and things, but I would just be like, right, come on ladies, let's go, and I'll just increase the pace, and
you would start cranking on the front, wouldn't you?
Oh man, yeah, on the flat bits, and then I'd have to get back in the draft for the climbing parts, but I'm watching it thinking what would I do? Yeah, the climbing parts, even though it's only 100 meters still. But I'm just loving it, because there's so many women from different teams showed up to race around on a Saturday, and all around the world as well, because we've got USA, Scottish, Canadian,
correct,
Denmark,
British as well.
Scottish.
They're all joining in, that's for sure. But no Nicole Meyer in this race, though, unfortunately.
Oh, that's a good point. So this means the leaderboards could very well change. It's open for grabs. Yes, because I'm thinking I know Next is top of the list so far. So we've got Catherine from Next, Heather from Next, and I think that's it from Catherine and Heather from Next. And then from Synergy, who is second place in the leaderboard, we've got Maria, Megan
Well, I think
Sarah
bring up,
Roach.
yeah, if we bring up the women's individual leaderboard again, we might have a quick look at that.
Yeah, I know it's next at the top, and then Synergy, and then the team. Oh well, actually, Catherine Curie. Yeah, sorry, no. So Catherine Curie's in this race. Maria Marber's in this race.
And Sarah Roach.
And Sarah Roach, yeah, and Randy. So the top four, they are
all contending, and there's not much between them, is there?
No, there's not at all. So it is all up for grabs. So this will actually make for an interesting race because all of these ladies are very capable. And I know it's like some people's first season of racing elite, but no, you are in the right place, ladies. You've got this. There's no Christine Schneider. So if we go to the Beast Mode Preems, I think Nicole is leading it. Sarah Roach. So
yes,
Sarah.
She was.
Yes, there's no Amelia. So we've got Sarah, Maria, and Randy and Christine all in this race.
Yep.
So that could change as well. That will change. So the leaderboards after this race is gonna shake it up massively, which is super cool. I love it. Yes.
Yep. So there's definitely going to be some restructuring of the leaderboard there after this race. So it's going to be interesting to watch, especially Sarah Roach. I think my eyes will be on her to see how she tackles this particular race. But no, they are doing very, very well. Again, yeah, we've got some flat bikes there. We've got a couple of, just looking through the list there. Well, we've got a mix of a blue purple Tron. I don't know if that falls in your category of a blue Tron at the front. But we've also got
it's acceptable.
Yeah, you're okay with that?
I'm alright.
A little bit of purple in the mix.
Yeah.
Mostly blue.
Sarah Roach with her blue and
Sarah. Yeah, looks like Sarah.
Yeah, it has to match her kit as well. So I get that. So yeah.
Yep.
Approved. It's approved. Oh, ladies, I so wish I was doing this. This is.
You were, in actual fact, you were saying this before we went live. You were saying this very thing that you would, if you weren't commentating, you would be racing. So, and that would have been fantastic to watch, by the way. That would have been really interesting because you, with your flat speed and the high power that you can hold for a long period of time, would have made a few of the earlier races quite interesting because we saw Nicole Meyer really, stamp her dominance on those early races by opening up big gaps. And,
it was outstanding. I love it. Yeah.
The discussion we had was whether you would have shut those gaps down and changed the whole outcome of the race. And so that would have been fun to watch.
It's just the climbs though, right? So we know how that goes.
Well, yeah, the climbs are,
the climbs get in my way.
Nobody loves the climb. Yep.
Yeah. So we can see Randy and Sarah Roach there. Is Sarah trying to... Oh no, she's just increasing her cadence. I wasn't sure she's trying to do a little bit of an attack. I do love the tactics from all the different ladies' teams, actually. I know Synergy have some great tactics, and Sarah's. I think Jen is the only Jen Reel from Sarah's, or possibly Megan as well. Does Sarah's have two ladies in this race? I'm trying to look at the jerseys. There is the easiest jersey to spot because it's pink and white, whereas Restart and Next are quite...
Are really similar, aren't they? It's hard to pick it up.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm not sure which. Jen Reel is the Sarah's lady. I can't remember which team Megan races for. No. I'm so confused because I'm sure Megan races for Sarah's, but where's? Yeah, I'm confused. So Megan's in a Sarah's and Jen Reel is in the am I just blind? Yeah, okay, right. She was hidden by another rider, that's why I couldn't see her jersey. I can see it now. There are two, alright. There are two Sarah's ladies in this race, which is awesome. So that's good. So they've got a teammate there. And Restart have three. Yeah, this is good. Excellent. I'm happy now, I'm happy. I don't want anyone being on their own. It's hard work, this race, on your own. So,
there's Jen Reel from the US there.
Yeah, she's
I do like
super...
the pick there in a team kit. This is great to see.
Yeah, I think they're specific for indoor racing as well, their team kit.
Yeah.
So she
I've got
matches
one of
her
those.
kit. You've ridden what, an indoor kit?
No, I do have to get some indoor kit.
Oh, it's a game changer.
Yeah, they're light. It just makes it so much easier. You're not overheating.
And I like it. Jen, if you're listening, off the front you go. Yes. Lead them out, Jen. Awesome work. I think, you know what? We were discussing bike choices. I do love the Blue Tron, but I think I'd have gone full on aero because it's so flat.
You'd have to go full aero with this one for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing, so S-Works, the Specialized Venge in-game, is arguably one of the fastest frames, especially when you combine it with the discs. So it's interesting when you see, the Pinarello there, which I think I saw one flash past. So it might have been Maria or Catherine Curie, perhaps on a Pinarello. I just wouldn't have thought that would have been the ideal bike choice for this event. But, it might just be that they're happy to ride that in terms of the way it feels. And certainly that does help as well. It's a mental thing. If you're on a bike that you feel like you're fast, then you're not going to suffer. And so we can see the men there. We're just jumping across the men. They're already down the escalator. They're going through the London Underground. When we say the London Underground, it's a little representation. All right. Coming up the escalator. My mistake.
Oh, yes. Let's see some orange.
This is 15%.
They're going to want to hold on to this group because Norwegian Viking is in this group and he's going to be wanting some of those points.
Correct. He'll want to separate some of these riders out at this point if he can. And we know from previous experiences as well, when we watch other races, if the climb doesn't stop, even though it does flatten out, you still want to keep that power on until you come out and back onto the road again, because it's easy for the other riders to try and cash that up. If you can keep the power on, you keep the pain on, and there'll be a few riders there that are already feeling this after such a difficult race series. They'd be happy to sort of, back it off or try and recover as quick as they can, and that gap can open really quickly. But we can see here now that there has been a gap opened up. We've got 4 riders in this front group. We've got Jamie Philpott. We've got Brian Bishop, the Alien Hunter, as well. We've got Drykot and Dont too in this front group. Now they've opened up a gap of about 13 seconds over the other riders. Najal's in there. That's good to see. We'd expect to see him there.
Absolutely.
So this is they're coming into the second lap now. This is where those Beast Mode Preem awards are going to come into play on that the mole sprint, the reverse mole sprint. That's where they're going to be targeting this for those points. So Bazooka says,
"Yep."
No, go ahead.
I was just looking because the Norwegian Viking doesn't actually have any teammates in this front group, but he will have teammates in the group behind who won't be chasing because you don't chase your teammates. So
correct.
He might have to put in a bit of a, are those 3, it's a group of 4, isn't it? Yeah. So are these other 3 going to be putting in a bit of an effort to keep the breakaway going? I'm trying to remember. I know that Norwegian Viking is the top of the preem points, but I'm thinking, are any of the others in the top 3 or 4 for the preem points? I don't know if Damon's got the preem side available.
Quickly flick back to the standings at the moment. So Ruben is the other rider.
I thought he might be. Yeah.
Yep. So Ruben is definitely in there, but looking down the list, I don't see, like David Talbot probably would be the other one, but I didn't see him in that front group. So certainly Ruben and Najal would be the ones with a keen eye on this sprint coming up.
Yeah, so Ruben and Nigel will... every time I pronounce his name wrong, I'm so sorry. Peterson.
I'm sure
I get told
it wrong every time.
Yeah, I know. So Ruben and Peterson will both be wanting to keep that breakaway going because
yes,
it's the first 3 over the
First
over the
three,
line.
yeah, that's right.
They
Across
get
the line, they get
points.
points in this.
Yeah,
Correct.
not fastest through.
No,
So
first three across the line. So they definitely want to be in that front group. They definitely don't want that other group chasing to catch them until after they've gone through that segment. So let's see how they approach it. Okay. So back through the tunnel there, we've still got that gap. Now that gap has opened up to 19, 20 seconds now. And as you say, Holly, you don't chase your teammate. So even if the Norwegian Viking doesn't have, if he's the only one from RWB that's in this race at the moment, and I'm just looking at the list there, I'm not seeing any other RWB races there. You certainly don't want to make it easier for the other teams to get onto the front. So they will be soft pedaling where they can, trying to hold that group back and allow these riders to get ahead and position themselves well for the segment coming up.
yeah, I was just looking at the route actually, and the segment on the Mall is the segment, but because the first one that they went through was still, and correct me if I'm wrong, was still in the lead-in, lap 2 is actually the third time that they go through it. So I think that might be around about 54-kilometre mark rather than 34-kilometre mark. If I've got that right. I'm trying to work that out. It's very tricky when it's laps, and the segment is actually on the lead-in as well.
Uh-huh.
So
you are correct.
I've actually got to give credit to Damon because it was him that informed me of that. So, but I was trying to do the maths. Yeah. So Damon is the guy behind ZMS Esports Studio. So he is the guy that is putting all of these pictures on your screen. He does all the editing. It is really super clever what he does. I have no idea. Can you imagine me trying to do this? No, it wouldn't happen. But he's the guy behind all the cameras and stuff. And so if you want to see more of Elite Racing on Zwift or anywhere, go and like and subscribe to ZMS Esports Studio because the guy is an absolute legend.
Does a fantastic job.
Yeah, he really does. And he puts so much time and effort into it.
Yep.
Likewise you do, because where are you right now?
Where am I?
Yeah, because I'm talking about Damon doing all of this stuff. Like, this is what we go through to be able to bring the racing.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, so where are you right now?
I'm in I'm in Australia. I'm usually in Melbourne in my studio, but this weekend we've actually got tomorrow. Well, actually today technically is Australia Day here. I'm in the high country at the moment. I'm tucked away in a car next to where we're staying, which is in a country town called Bright, famous for a lot of its climbing and cycling routes around here. So I'm tucked away in a car at the moment, nestled quite comfortably now with the race in front of me, having a lot of fun there. But it's one thing I just wanted to point out to Bazooka, who's asking to show the groups like other pro streams. Look, Bazooka, the one thing that you won't see on other pro streams, you won't see these camera shots. And you won't see, Najal there, Jamie Philpott, Ruben Dont there, all suffering quite a lot, I might add. Although the Norwegian Viking looks like he's pretty relaxed at the moment there, but you won't see those shots on any other stream. So this is the one place to come to see that kind of action and that involvement. But Noel Beatty there on the front. Who else we've got coming through in that group? Pettinger. We've got Goodall and Butler as well. So that group has come back together again just over these rollers here in the London's greatest flats. And you'd have to be thinking, with that gap now opening up so much, what do you think the mental process is for a lot of these riders now? Are they just going to hang back and see what happens as they come into the third lap? Or do you think there's a bit of strategy going on here as well, Holly?
I think over half an hour into this race, there's been a few surges. Oh gosh, I mean, it's a tough. In your head, you're thinking about 50 kilometers to go. Probably more than that. I don't know. I'd just be holding on. It's really hard to know because you've got to know how your teammates are feeling, how you're feeling. Have you had enough gels? Have you had enough food? For some of these races, it is like 3 o'clock in the morning, or it's in the evening, and you've been at work the whole day. You know, these are all elite races. These are the top racers of the world, but they still have jobs. They still have kids. They still have families. They still have houses.
Correct.
They're all just. We've all got things going on in our lives, so it depends on how you're actually feeling that day to race at this intensity.
Correct. And
I'd like to think
there's
tactics. Yeah, it is a really long race, and if you're just used to like racing for like half an hour, it is a whole different ball game to race 78 kilometers with a preem as well. So these ladies will have to sprint, not just yet because they did set off later on than the men. Yeah, I think sitting in the draft would be a wise move. Oh, it's so hard, isn't it? Because every race, you go into races with tactics and a race plan and everything, and then the minute the banner drops, it all just goes out the window, and you're just in survival mode. Get to the finish line, and do what you can do. And if you're feeling strong halfway through, do an attack
then
or
give it a shot. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So
what do they say? Everyone's got a plan until you get punched in the face.
Is that a saying?
Yeah. I think it was Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson said that. Yep, everyone's got a plan until you get punched in the face.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Well,
and metaphorically, this is what this is what's going to happen in this race. But I'm just interested if we can jump back across to the men's. I just want to sort of see they're about to go down the escalator there. Here we go. The men's are coming along to the sprint now. I have been trying to follow up Holly and see if we can verify if this sprint segment is the one or it's the next one. So, but just looking at the men's here, we've still got these 4 races with a 27-second gap now over the peloton. They are going to be coming into this sprint segment very, very shortly. In actual fact, we can see that happening now. And I'm just going to be watching the numbers here, and that will tell us the tale on who is going to be pushing this, if this is the one they need to work on. So at 5.2, we've got Brian Bishop there, 5 watts per kilo. Jamie Philpott just on his wheel as well, 4.5.
It's the second lap.
It's the second lap. It's the next lap.
It's not this segment. So it's about 54 kilometers in. Yep. And the mix-up, again, just for those listening, is because this segment is on the lead-in. So lap 2 is actually the third time that they go through it, which is it is tricky to make sure you get it right. But this is racing, so there we are. But yeah, so 54 kilometers. So they've got to hold that, which actually it makes it super interesting because they've got to hold that 27-second gap for another few kilometers to. What's 54 minus 31? Can you believe I teach this stuff? I think we've lost Nathan for a few minutes. So we've got at least about another 25 kilometers, and then we'll hit this segment. In which case, they will go absolutely bonkers. It will be orange numbers all over the place. And I'm wondering if these guys at the front can actually hold that 27 seconds. Or will the group... Yeah, we have lost Nathan's audio.
No, hopefully I'm back. You can hear me now? I do apologise for the technical dropouts and glitches.
Well, you know what? To be fair, Nathan, it's absolute testimony to you that you're even doing this, because it is 2 o'clock in the morning. You're sat in your car in the middle of Australia. I'm sure you're probably going to get attacked by kangaroos and crocodiles and spiders and stuff. It's a dangerous world out there in Australia. So,
especially in the country too. It's fortunately enough, it's quite quiet and peaceful at the moment here. But no, certainly the technical aspect of what we do doesn't always quite extend to the places that we find ourselves in. So I do appreciate everyone's patience, and Holly's going to be very diligent. Let me know if I've dropped out again. but I'm keeping an eye on the production
Well,
team, and hopefully they'll
yeah.
help me out as well.
The thing is, I don't actually know until
Until someone says it.
someone tells me. Yeah, because I can hear you all the time. So
We've got Barty as well. Barty's on the screen. Welcome. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so Bardi, he watches my Twitch. Yeah, so yeah, the tech issues, it extends everywhere. But you know what? Like, it is amazing that we managed to produce this and get it on our screen so we can watch it and cheer these guys on, because showing up and racing it like these guys do is outstanding. They are actually pushing a bit on the front there. Is Philpott and are they just increasing the gap maybe because it's gone up to...
Well,
I think they're watching the gap, possibly. If it comes down, they're going to push a bit more.
It's still at 27 seconds, 28 seconds there. We can see that front group just maintaining, I think, at the moment. And looking at the power that the Norwegian Viking is putting out, 5.4, 5.7, 5.5 watts per kilo. They certainly aren't allowing that chasing group to get them back in any fashion at the moment. So I think you're right, Holly. I think they are stamping their authority on the race at the moment and looking for those points in the next lap as they come through.
The thing is, as well, out of this group of 4, if they do manage to keep this breakaway going, only 3 of them are going to get points.
Yes.
So I know Ruben and
Najal are in the leaderboard.
Yes.
They're the ones that have the most to get from this.
Yeah, Philpott and the Alien Hunter. I don't
Brian, yep.
Brian. Yeah, I'm not sure if he's on the leaderboard for the preem points yet. If he's not, maybe he's wanting to. Yeah, so maybe he's wanting to make his little stamp on the leaderboard for the preem points, which would be amazing to do because it's all up for grabs, Brian. You go for it.
Absolutely, and given that where the points are at the moment, if you were to walk away with 3 points out of this race and 3 points out of the next race, it can certainly change that whole leaderboard dynamic and allow you to walk away with a nice little win there.
Yeah.
So certainly everything's up for grabs at the moment. Nothing is out of reach. But just coming back into the main group, Rocker there on front with the Pink Tron, also Pettinger as well. Who else we got there? Herd. So certainly these riders, and look, the power there on the front. They're not letting this go either. They're certainly trying to keep that power up, keep that speed up, that collective speed, and that's where they're going to be. This group is going to be hard to beat because you've got these riders cycling through the front. They're taking turns in the front. It might only be 10 or 15 or 20 seconds, but that's going to allow some of the other riders to recover and to get some of the energy back in order to push again, and that's going to make that whole group just work a bit harder and a bit faster to get those 4 riders back. But I'd have to say at the moment, with 30 seconds gap, it's going to be a hard one, Holly.
Yeah, I was just looking as well at the Wahula Cole jerseys. So I think they've got about maybe 6 riders maybe 7 in this race. So that's going to be interesting how that plays out, especially after the preems on any climbs, if there's any attacks after the preem. It is very handy having teammates in the same race as you to be able to close down attacks. We're just watching Rocker there at the moment. He's from Restart. I think he's got his aero helmet on. Does that make him go faster? I bet it does.
Of course. Not as fast as the Afro. The Afro.
Oh yeah, that's far more aero. Yeah. Yeah, we've got people just David Goodall. So he races out of Scotland too. He's in a bit of a no man's land at the moment though. So it's brutal. I particularly like your jersey, David, by the way. I knew. But I like that, David. I approve of it. For those that don't know, David is sporting a this is about David. It's not always the Holly show. But David is sporting a Great Britain national jersey there. Well deserved, by the way, David. So, yeah, he knows what he's doing. Yeah. I think we've lost Nathan's audio again. So the thing is, I can hear Nathan still, but those watching cannot hear him. So I'll just, if Damon can let me know once Nathan is back, and then that'll be good. So we're just watching. Okay, yep. So we're just in with Ryan Dummer there at the moment from Wahula Call. I'm wondering if they are on voice chat, if they've got a specific DS. Maybe Elise, do you know? Are you listening, Elise? Do you know if they've got like a DS and some tactics going on? Obviously, don't tell us all your tactics because that's ridiculous. But I just wonder if there is a team chat going on. I think we've got Nathan back.
Yep. So there could be a team chat happening. It'd be look, you'd have to think there would be some sort of coordination going on, especially for Wahoo Esports, who are dominating this series so far, and they've got so many races still in the mix, which is fantastic to see. So certainly you'd have to think that there'd be some sort of coordination going on, and being able to have someone in the race that can watch both the front and the chasing pack makes all the difference, doesn't it?
It does, yes, because if you can switch around, check people's, heart rates, yep. See how much everyone is dying.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
The speed, if you're trying to chase down an attack off the front, or if you're trying to close if you're trying to close a group, knowing the speed of the group is really useful, because if you're mentally, whether you're in the attack, the breakaway, or if you're chasing down a group, if you know what speed they're doing, so say if they're doing 38 kilometers an hour, and you look at you just have to hold it higher than 38. A bit tricky when it's going up and down, but overall, like, just mentally, it just drives you just a little bit more.
And we can see that here. We can see this group starting to stretch out. There's a couple of riders at the front there. So we've got Pacheco.
Pacheco. He has a Zwift symbol, which means that he. So the ticks. I know there was some discussion about the tick. Yeah, he's a Zwift employee. So he has a Z for the Zwift employee. Those with the tick are verified riders. So they've
verified riders. Yep.
Yeah. So once a year, Zwift give out the ticks. And to get it last year, you had to have done like a certain amount of elite races. Have you got one, Nathan?
No, I don't actually. I'm going to have to get one. I'll have to make a contact to Zwift and ask them to put it on there. Holly, tell us, do you have one?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's wonderful.
Isn't it great? Do you know what the best thing about it, right, is because I don't have to change my name. So you're not allowed to change your name. You've got to like have it like as your actual name rather than like Queen of Yorkshire or whatever.
Right. Okay. So you did ask for that? Did you ask for a particular title? No.
No. What did I ask for the tick?
No, ask for a title, like to change it, or have your name changed to the Queen of Yorkshire.
Well, like Deed Poll or something. No, I just have it as my name because I'm.
Okay.
That's how I roll, you know.
It's just the way you are.
Yeah,
so looking at.
So go from one tick to another. So we're looking at TM.
Yep, TM on the front there. Salibi's just behind him. Rocker as well. Drycott though, Nicholas Drycott pushing through the front. I don't know if that was intentional, but we might just switch the view around and see what is happening. There's a couple of chasers maybe just pushing off the front there.
I think they are.
Hamblett, yeah. So Nicholas Drycott there and Hamblett just opening that up a little bit. Probably asking a few of the riders where they want to go. Yep.
Yeah, I think he was just chasing down and making sure he didn't get off the front, possibly.
Yeah,
Obviously, I don't
okay.
know, but like he did seem to chase and then just sort of sit on his wheel. So
Mhm.
I don't think they're going to let Dricot get off the front of this group. Well, he's not off the front. Well, there's still an attacking group ahead, but of this particular group, maybe that they're just making sure that nobody gets out of this little group.
Of this group, to form a second little, exactly.
Possibly.
So we've got we're still 29 seconds with that front group of 4 riders: Najal, Dont, Philpott, and Bishop. So still, being mindful, keeping that gap open enough that it's going to be difficult to shut down for any of these riders to do it individually, but not too far out where I think they're burning too many watts for no real return. So we're going to be coming in to this is going to be the lap, I think, where we're going to be watching for the Beast Mode Prem Sprint Awards. But at the moment, they're about to head back into the countryside.
Nice.
So technically, it is an unwritten rule. If you are riding and you do have to go down the escalator, you do have to throw your hands in the air and say "wee" as you go down.
It is, yeah. I hope they all do it. Wee! I think they'll just be glad of a bit of a microsecond rest.
Correct. Exactly.
Yeah.
As you go down that 15% gradient. And gosh, it does hurt, especially in this later stage of the races. I think coming back up that again really does hurt. And as we've said, this is a reasonably flat route. There is some undulation, especially in the countryside here, which we're going to see momentarily. But having to then punch back up that 15-second, what is it, 50 meters, 100 meters, something like that for that escalator, does really put some pain to the legs, doesn't it?
I don't like the escalator. It just burns. It just kills your speed. And you're right. What you were saying before, at the top, you still have to keep the power up because you've got to get your speed back up. Otherwise, gaps can open up so fast.
Really quickly. Yeah, really quickly.
And you've got to change gears, and it's just, it's a really technical part of this route. So we have got, I want to say Dave.
Yeah, Pacheco,
is it Dave? Yeah.
Is it David?
What's his first name?
I don't know if we've got his profile on the screen there, maybe. But certainly he is pushing the front aggressively, isn't he? Really trying to, set a pace there on the front. And I guess asking some of the other riders whether they're going to, yep, you're right, David there. Deepak.
Brilliant. Yeah.
So, really sort of seeing that pace and seeing if some of the other riders will answer. And at the moment, they're not, we're not seeing any other riders jump with him either. So I think most of the riders are happy to sit in the group and tick off the Ks until they get down to the pointy end of this race.
I am just keeping an eye on Holden's stream at the moment because Holden is streaming on Twitch. Holden Indoors. If you're on Twitch, you can go and watch his point of view in this same race, which is always interesting. Excellent. I was trying to do a tech thing, but it was I couldn't copy and paste it. It was interesting actually because it's either red or grey. I've found, and I find that really interesting that there's no kind of it's either on or off, they're either taking it really easy or going or not.
Yeah, going really hard, yep.
Yeah, and I think sometimes in Cat B and C and Cat A, because this is elite racing, so sometimes Cat B races on the flats can actually be harder than sometimes elite racing, but there's a whole... It's just really interesting, all the different categories and the way that the different categories, race.
The way they approach it,
yeah, because, I just find it all fascinating just to watch all the different races and their techniques, because you can have the same route, the same distance, the same everything, and the races can result completely differently. Dynamically, on who shows up.
Really different. That's exactly right.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you can watch recons of this route, for example, but all you're really doing is watching what the route does, not necessarily
what the races will do.
Yeah. So there we
And
are. We can see Jen,
Yep.
Catherine, Leah, Randy, and Sarah
Yeah.
all cruising there.
But as you say, though, I think, they're taking it. Well, I'm not saying easy. I'm not saying easy by any stretch here, but certainly we've seen some of the ladies really working hard in the previous races. Here, you'd have to think they're taking it reasonably, well considered at the moment. Probably saving that power, saving those watts for the later stages of the races, but definitely looking reasonably in control.
Yes, it's going to be burning though, because these ladies have been going 47 minutes so far, and they've still got. Well, they're not even halfway through. So, they're going to be thinking, do I take a gel? Do I eat an energy bar? Have I got enough water?
Yep.
Do I get one of my kids to refill my water bottle?
Call them in.
Absolutely, yeah. What do you call the guys at the side of the road that hand out all the drinks and things? What are they called? Not domestiques. Soigneurs.
Yes.
Is that the right word?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's somebody that brings you the water and the food and things like that. So, I wonder if any of these guys have, or girls, have recruited
someone
a soigneur.
just in the background there, handing
Absolutely.
them the necessary
the jelly babies and whatever else. Yeah.
Food and drinks. Yeah, that would certainly be very helpful. I've often lamented the fact that when you're sort of suffering by yourself, and then you're trying to reach across, open up a bottle, open up a gel, and it all can go a little bit pear-shaped if you're not focused entirely on what's going on the screen. But we've just got a little bit of a tip there, which is Najal is streaming on YouTube at the moment as well, and I've just pasted the link to his race as well. So
nice.
For those that want to get along and show him a little bit of love and give him a comment and maybe subscribe to his channel as well, that would be fantastic.
Yes, excellent. Because we want to promote everybody who's racing and everybody,
especially
those
at this
who
level.
Stream
Yep.
and because
Yep.
it's also good because you get their point of view. They're what
what they're looking at. Correct.
Yeah.
And so as we say that, they're coming back up that escalator. Yeah, look at this. Back out of the saddle.
Pain faces. It's got to be.
This is what we want to see. Yep.
Oh, come on, Ruben. He is an outstanding racer. He is
look.
Leading the...
I was going to say, I think he might be second. I'll have to look that up in terms of rankings. But we're looking at, these guys are just fantastic when it comes to, what they're doing. But now that group has closed down the gap there to the front 4 riders by 10 seconds. So now they're only about 21 seconds behind. It's going to be fantastic to watch them and see whether they can engineer and, try and turn by turn, watt by watt, bring that front group back. But so at the moment...
It's going to be a tough ask because those 3, Niall, Jamie and Ruben, they are in the breakaway group. They are trying to hold it. Norwegian Viking is really pushing it.
He's pushing the front now. He is absolutely wanting those points, isn't he?
Oh, and Ruben, you can see in his face just how much this burns.
And they're just trying to get back onto him. And you can see there the Norwegian Viking just in the top left-hand side of your screen there. Appears to be doing it really well. There's no shoulder movement. He isn't sort of lurching from side to side. Ruben, on the other hand, really feels like he's suffering there, maybe looking for anything that's going to help him. The grimace on the face is absolutely real. But Jamie as well, Jamie Philpott there, pushing it, head down, focused like a laser. He is doing everything he can too. But this is going to be great. Okay, so we're going to be coming in to the sprint segment, which is the Beast Mode Preem Awards segment very, very shortly, which is going to be fantastic to watch. So I think we're going to start to see the building blocks for that happen and come into play here. So we saw Norwegian Viking push that front, really put some pain into Jamie's legs, into Brian's legs, and we can see him doing it again now. And whether he's doing that because he knows that it's going to really affect their ability to stay on his wheel, or whether he's trying to open that gap up and try and just take those points without any real competition. I guess we'll have to watch. But at 48 kilometers here, you'd have to think there's a lot of fatigue, a lot of lactic acid building up in those thighs now at the moment.
I don't know if there's enough gels in the world
to counteract that.
Yeah, just the look on Ruben's face. It's just we don't get what is the saying that everybody needs on a t-shirt? It doesn't get easier, we just get faster. Is that right? That's
exactly the saying. It doesn't get easier, you only go faster.
Yeah. And this is elite racing, so there isn't another category above this. This is it. This is the top level.
This is it.
So yeah, you can race, you don't need to worry about being categorized up because there isn't any. Yeah. That's because let's face it, everybody worries if you're in Cat C, Cat D, Cat B even. You do worry about being.
It plays in the back of your mind, doesn't it?
Up. Yes, but I always think you should just race whatever race you're doing the best you can, and then if you do cat up, then congratulations.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I do say that with gritted teeth because it is hard, and I get that, but you can only get better by racing people that are faster and stronger than you, because it will push you.
Correct.
Because if you are winning Cat D races, for example, then go push yourself in Cat C. Yes, you might drop off the back, but you'll learn to hold on and things. So,
you'll get so much better at it. Correct.
Absolutely.
You're absolutely spot on there. Yep.
Yeah.
So we can see that gap now is still at 22 seconds from the main peloton group. But Philpott there, we've got Ruben as well. We've got Najal, the Norwegian Viking, and we've got Jamie Philpott there from the UK. So they're all pushing very, very hard. But it looks as if, I've got to say, it looks as if Najal there is really stamping his authority on this front group. He seems to have whipped them into shape and is pushing them further and further as the race wears on. Hopefully looking to see if he can try and, there's Brian Bishop. Hopefully to see if he can take those points when it comes to the sprint. So I'd expect you to see Najal there ease towards the back as they start to get closer to that sprint segment. Conserve, get a little bit of recovery, and then push really hard leading up into that segment spot.
Yeah, we're about 5 kilometers out, possibly, and 20 seconds. Oh, I don't know if they can hold that. I really want them to, because I think it's so well deserved.
Yes. Yep.
But they are increasing the pace, like you say. So
they've done it for so long too. But Pacheco is again on the front. And we've seen him do this a few times now. This is maybe the third or fourth time we've seen where he's been on the front, put a big dig in, put a big effort in. And I think he might be trying to chisel back that distance, that gap that's been opened up, trying to chisel it back turn by turn. So I'd expect that, again, we're probably going to see in the later stages here, him spending some more time on the front to try and work that front group back. Now, the question is whether anyone's going to help him with this. And we can see Honda there as well. He's taking a turn there too at 4.8 watts per kilo, 3.3 now. So taking these small turns on the front, trying to raise that average speed of the group that you're talking about, Holly, up in enough to try and bridge that gap back to those 4 riders.
That's a good jersey right there. Totally
not biased
unbiased.
at all, are we?
Oh, no. It would be weird if I wasn't biased, right? Because it's my team series and I race for Restart. It's not a secret. So it would be extremely weird if I wasn't saying good things about Restart. So, there we go. So anyway, can say what we like.
Here. Northumberland here. Again, that's another spot like the Escalator we were talking about.
It's tricky, right?
It just puts that pain into tired legs. And it can be a spot where there might be a breakaway, or at least there might be a couple of riders perhaps dropping off. And we can see that, that group, this group of riders here starting to stretch out. And if we have a look at some of the rear riders, that gap is starting to really stretch out from the front. There we go. Look at that. So, yeah. Now, they
Yeah.
might get it back on this downhill and you get a chance to recover here, carry that speed through. But at the same time, they're going to have to deal with the pain in those legs as they hit the other bumps and the other little pinches that we're going to find along this route. So, yeah, look, it's going to be tough, I think, for the riders on the back, especially the ones that, they know they're not really in the mix when it comes to GC, or perhaps even their team is really in the mix and they just want to complete this race series and tick it off. It's going to be hard to find that motivation to really keep punching on the front.
Yeah, you mean to close down the gap to the front?
Yep.
Yeah, but if they do it, we'll give them airtime. We'll sponsor time, guys.
We'll talk them up.
Absolutely, yeah. If any of you want to attack, feel free to.
We love it. We love it.
Yeah, I love attacks. I just really want this group of 4 to hold it to the segment. But also, Ruben and Norwegian Viking are in the running for the Preem points. I mean, the others are too, but they are currently on the leaderboard. So
they're in the leaderboard, yep.
Yeah, so they're going to be wanting to get into position before it because it's first across the line, right? So
Correct.
You're going to want to stay ahead of the other group behind, but also one of them is not getting points out of this group, And that's a tough call. Like, how much do you push? I'm just watching. Yeah, Norwegian Viking was just kicking then.
Just pushing that front there a little bit. So they'll come up and around. We'll see them go past the hairpin and then back up. So I'd expect to see some real power being put in, especially around that hairpin, because there is a slight uphill towards the hairpin, as we can see there, and then it's a slight downhill. So I think that's going to help carry that speed through, and especially with the Norwegian Viking, and we know he's got some just amazing power. I think we're going to see them try to use that little false flat to their advantage, and so we'll see that come up in a moment as they hit the hairpin here. But as you say, it's going to come down to Ruben and Najal here to see who can take the points in this sprint segment. Now, it is a short sprint segment too. I think from memory, it's only 150, 200 meters. So it isn't long.
But it's first across the line. So the start of it doesn't actually, the distance doesn't actually matter. So they can go, at any time, depending on how long their sprint is. So it's going to be super interesting. Are we watching the second group now? I don't know if we can go up to the first group.
The first group, there we go. Here we go.
Yeah. All right, let's see.
So keep the cameras on because we can see Ruben pushing to the front there. Jamie Philpott is just on his wheel, but the Norwegian Viking is holding third wheel, and I think he's doing it quite well, actually. We'll see him really amp that power up. His hands are going into the drops. He's getting ready. So I expect that we're going to see some big power numbers coming up from him. But Ruben there, we don't underestimate the power that he can put out. Jamie Philpott too, so we can see him starting to push towards the front. But this is really going to come down to this segment here. So Jamie's out of the saddle now. He's starting to put some big power numbers down. And Giles out of the saddle too. Ruben as well. So they're pushing to the front. Here he comes through the front there. Bishop as well. But can Ruben hang on as they come across the beacon? Now it's on for young and old. They're going to push through. Jamie there, Ruben, Najal. Najal is really trying to tear those handlebars off the frame he's got there in front of him. And Ruben is just coming through in second spot. Wow. Those power numbers off the charts.
I'm exhausted watching that. That was insane. Well done, because I don't know what to say about that. I was just like, holy Moses, they are insane watts. Well done. That was epic. So we think Norwegian Viking got the segment, I think, yeah?
We did, yep. And Ruben was second. So I think Ruben, that's gonna catapult Ruben up into second spot on the leaderboard. But you'd have to think it's gonna be hard for him to take first.
Are they gonna try and hold the gap?
Well, I don't know. I don't get the sense that they will. Because we can see Ruben there really, they've got some great pain faces going on. Jamie as well. You'd have to wonder now whether it's worth them trying to hold the front and that gap for another 23 kilometers. So it would be a difficult one. And we can see now the gaps opening up there at the front. We've got Najal there on the front. I think we've got Ruben's just behind him. So maybe if Najal goes, Ruben will follow. But perhaps there's not a lot of incentive. Yeah, not a lot of incentive for the Alien Hunter or for Philpott to follow. But let's see how that plays out. But the power numbers are still high. Look at that, 5.6 watts, 5.7 watts per kilo on the front there.
They want to hold the gap.
I think.
Yeah.
Well, certainly Najal does. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think we've lost Nathan again. So I'll just... Every time I say that, I can hear Nathan telling me because you guys, swear words might have been said. Right, so we've got Philpott doing a 10 at the front now. Yep, he's doing 5.5. I think they're going to hold this group back together. If Damon could just let me know when
yeah, well, hopefully I'm back. You can hear me now.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. So, look, the front that gap has dropped now down to 13 seconds, and I think if we stay on the chasing group, we'll see if some of the riders there are going to try and work that front and attempt to get Najal and Ruben back, Jamie back as well. So we'll see if they're willing to do that. Now we can see Noel Beatty is on the front. And
he's on the wheel of Rocker, so they're working together, I think. I'm unsure if Nathan's sound is fully back, by the way. So I'll just keep talking, so maybe Nathan can fix that possibly. He is in the middle of Australia in his car at like 3 a.m. So that is the amount of effort the guy has put into doing this. So credit to him. Otherwise, you just have me for like 2 hours, and who would put up with that? So maybe the chat could let us know.
Yep, so hopefully I should be back now. Hello, 1, 2, 3. But coming across to the ladies. So we're going to be seeing the ladies attack this as well. I'm just trying to remember. So Sarah Roach is one of the ladies in the Beast Mode Preem leaderboard. Also Randy too. So Randy was in 4th. There we go.
Yeah, Randy's at 5th.
5th.
Oh, for the so no Nicole. So we've got Sarah, Maria, and Randy, and Christine, I think, in this race. Obviously, the other ladies are very, very capable of getting points on this segment too. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I'm kind of hoping for some interesting tactics, possibly. From restart, I'm hoping. Oh man, it is really. I am really trying hard here to like not get FOMO, but
we can hear it in your voice. We can hear it in your voice.
Can you?
Yeah. If you had the option, you'd jump on the bike now and jump straight into this.
Oh yeah, because I'm watching their watts and I'm like, yeah, I can do this. And obviously they go harder, with the sprints and the climbs and everything, but. I just, oh man. Yeah, it is hard commentating on a race when you want to be in it. So that's how we go. So I love the videos at the top, by the way, from Jen and Catherine and Leah and Randy and Sarah. So thank you, ladies, for joining the videos.
Fantastic,
because
isn't it?
It is a really brave thing to do because we all do this from the comfort of our homes or garages and things, and we don't really have anyone that kind of watches us. Maybe our families or something. But to put a webcam on you, I mean, me and you do it, so I suppose,
Yeah. You get used to it too. You sort of forget, you forget about it after a while. But if you're not used to it, and
it's
that can
scary,
really play in your mind.
It?
Yeah,
because you're thinking, this is not a glam sport. So you're like, you know, for those racers who stream on YouTube or Twitch or wherever, you know, and you're in a race, you're thinking, oh, like, I can't watch anything. I
find it hard to watch my stuff back too.
Yeah,
so I do it for others to watch, not so much for me. But when you do have a great race, though, it is fun to watch it back and go and sort of you pick up on stuff that you really do miss while you're racing, and so you don't maybe see comments or you don't see particular moves or attacks that's going on. You're only focused on what information you have in front of you. And you're only focused on what you're doing in the particular segment. So especially if it's a points race, there's sprint segments, you'll be thinking about those particular sprint segments coming up. You won't maybe be thinking about the entire race in its as a whole. But certainly you do lose a lot. So being able to watch the stream back is really helpful.
But as you say, to see where you messed up.
Yeah, well, I've done that quite a lot. In actual fact, I've had quite a lot of people point that out to me. So, which is always fun in the comments later on. You go, "Oh, Nathan, you should have done this." Yeah, I know I should have done that. Thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah. But I guess what we're saying is it's all normal to feel like this. So if you're a racer and you're thinking like, "Oh my god, the webcam and that's scary," like. It's normal to feel like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a tough. But then you kind of just don't care in the end. You know, you're just like, well, if you want to watch it, you watch it. If you don't, you don't.
That's it.
These ladies are putting a bit of an effort up this. Yeah, if we want to grow the sport, then we've got to. You know, we've got to
embrace all of it.
Yeah, got to do our bit for the for the esports cause.
Look, and as we were saying before. Where else can you see elite women's racers live where they're racing around the world on YouTube? Like, just tune in and get to see this as it's occurring. And so I think from a motivational perspective, it's just fantastic to see this happening. So
yes, it is. It is super cool.
If you do know someone that can benefit from watching these races, share the link with them, let them know about them, drop their name in the comment. And get them on board.
Yeah, absolutely, and share the share the pain. I want to say, share the pain around because I just love it.
Let's go with the word experience.
Experience, yeah. I know, Leah and Randy, they're in my team, but also like as we can see, Jen and Catherine and Sarah, like it is. A fairly supportive community. Yes, we do race against each other, but also we don't get to race unless other ladies turn up. So it is important that everybody, all the ladies, you're all appreciated, and I'm so glad that you guys show up because it'd be no fun with one person in the race. Although they'd win so I guess
unless you're the person that's in the race. So that'd be great.
yeah. But then it's a blooming long way as an ITT, isn't it? 78 kilometers.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
You'd know all about that, wouldn't you?
ITT, because I get dropped off the back and then I've got to do it as an ITT.
No, I was thinking the reverse. I'm thinking you're the one that's usually on the front.
Oh, well, no. Well, I don't know. If there's a climb, it depends.
Yeah.
I've got, it's weird. So we're on this hill at the moment. This is the lumpy part, isn't it? Through the countryside.
That is correct.
They're putting in a bit of a they've got really focus here and there. The other thing is that if one of the ladies drops off the group, it's a long way home. So there is that motivation to keep kicking and to hang on in the group. Yeah.
Yep.
Because otherwise you are either chasing down a gap or you're doing it on your own. So
and it looks as if they're taking this pretty easy, but look at those numbers though. Look, 4.5 on the front there, 4 watts per kilo. So they aren't, just rolling through this back section here at all. There's definitely some power being put down. And you're right, Holly, if you're not sort of paying attention, it's easy to just roll off the back. And especially if you're sort of under the pump, a 2 or 3 or 4 second gap can be absolutely, heartbreaking to shut down, especially at this stage of the race.
Oh, it absolutely is. Chasing gaps is not
It's not fun.
Well,
Or it can be
The
fun.
sense of I mean, it can be fun, but really, the idea is not to get dropped in the first place, right?
Yep.
So, yeah.
So definitely,
I'm watching it, thinking, what would I do? I can't help myself. I'm sorry, but that's.
all right. So if
what
you're in
would
the
I
front
do
there,
and stuff.
if you're in this particular race in this front group, what do you think you might be thinking about? What is there a particular strategy that you might be sort of formulating at this point?
The thing is, it's apart from these few lumps and stuff, I might have done what Nicole did.
And go long?
Yeah, but from like 30 kilometers ago. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'm strong enough to do that, but I don't know. Because then you also have to make it up the climbs as well. I'd have tried though.
Give it a shot.
See what would have happened. Yeah. Because even if you get caught, I mean, on the flat parts, I mean, at the moment, so we're watching Leah at the moment, who is on the front. She's doing 130 watts.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, yeah, what ifs are always the question, aren't they? And Sydney, I'm super happy that Sydney's racing actually, because she is my teammate as well, and she hasn't been racing for a bit, but now she's back, so that is super awesome. So I'm really happy that Sydney's
that's fantastic.
That Sydney's in this, and we also everybody's verified as well. So we just need to discuss like the verification. Why not? Because this is elite racing, so everybody's got to do weigh-ins. They've got to do dual recording, which is you've got to connect your turbo or your bike or whatever
two
it is.
Power sources. That's right.
Yeah, and pedals. Well, so I use pedals as well.
But you can also use cranks too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So you got to use two power sources, like you say, and then afterwards they'll be verified to make sure that it's not about people cheating. It's about that the equipment matches up, because sometimes the equipment can be a bit. It
can fluctuate. Yeah.
And it's just and it's not the racers, it's the equipment that can happen to that. Now it is the racer's responsibility to make sure that it does match up, but sometimes you can't help it, like maybe it overheats or I don't know, whatever happens, Bluetooth drops out or something. So afterwards, like Dean, who is the organizer of this race, he will verify everything, and that's why it takes like a few days to get everyone checked out and make sure everyone's like joules match up, and they've got to do their weighing videos and all of this. So it's a few hoops to jump through, but it is kind of worth it. Like at first I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many hoops to jump through, what am I even doing? But there's something about it that's like quite it's quite cool to race at elite level. Like there isn't any higher, so you know. I don't know. I just think it's quite cool, because I used to watch these races, things like Swift Grand Prix and things like that, and I would be like, oh my god, those ladies are absolutely insane. And then I got the opportunity to do all those things. I was in the pen, and I was like, oh my god, like massive imposter syndrome. It was insane. And I the Glasgow race, the first one that I did, and it was so I don't know, I keep doing it. There must be a little addiction thing there, right?
Of course. And it's fantastic, like watching you race and watching you compete, especially against, as you say, other elite women's racers, it's just fantastic. It really is inspiring. But we can see that Hamlet there is on the front. He has opened up. He had a little gap open up to about 7. He's got now 6 seconds over Niall there. So those 4 riders that we were talking about earlier on have all come back. I suspect that there wasn't much incentive after the Beast Mode Preem segment to keep that power on at the front for the remainder of this race. And so I think they were happy to get back into the pack, try and, recover a little bit. But Hamlet there from Wahoo Esports really pushing the pace in the front.
Niall is looking snazzy in his glasses. He's getting a bit of airtime. Come on, Niall. His white socks, white shoes. I think that's approved, Niall. Well done.
White socks and white shoes.
Yeah,
that's the only way you can do it. Unless, of course,
yeah.
the team dictates something else. But white socks and shoes
no.
is
Socks.
the only way to
Socks
fly.
is a big thing. Yeah. Socks. You don't want to argue with Dean about socks. Have we got? How is Dean anyway? Have we got his? How is his picture getting on? For those that didn't know,
there we go.
Cunningham.
Yep.
So he's the manager of Restart Racing, and he's also the head honcho.
Correct.
Go on. Yeah.
So
and he's organised all of this. Go on, Nathan.
Do Dean a favour, drop a comment in the chat below there, and just let Dean know how much you appreciate all the effort that he's gone to put this together. It certainly isn't easy, and there are a lot of late nights where he's up trying to figure out a whole bunch of stuff, making sure that everyone's doing the right thing, and as you say, they're all being verified, and there's no issues. So certainly drop a comment, just give him a thumbs up or a little love heart there. I know that he reads all the comments in these races, and he would really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. He has spent a lot of time doing it. And that was from Nathan, who is unbiased. Because I'd have just said, yeah, he lives in a cave and like stone drawings and has like stone wheels for his bike because he took the mick out of Yorkshire once. So, that's it. People take the mick out of Yorkshire all the time, and I'm like, right, I'm gonna get my little doll and stick pins in it.
Yeah, you've got a list, haven't you, of people that have upset you with regards to that? Yeah, you made the list.
Yeah, so we're gonna Hambler. I'm just sorry, back to what you were saying. Hambler he's doing 7
still on the front.
then.
Yeah, so I think he pushed it to 10 seconds, but now just 7. And look, there isn't a lot of racing left in this one. There's only just over 10 kilometers. So I'm just reading Barty saying Dean reads all of these. Okay, Dean is a muppet. That's not exactly the comment we're hoping for, but I'll let Dean respond to that.
Yeah. Dean can take the. Dean can take the banter. Dean is an absolute legend because you can just take the mic and he will take the mic straight back. And that is what there's racing, which is quite I was going to say serious. I mean, it is serious, I guess, because we racing, it's game faces on and focused, right? But then there's also the side, not just in Restart, but like in
there's the community, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And honestly, I'm pretty sure all races kind of, you need the support and the friendships to be able to keep doing this. Like, what is that other saying? No woman or man is an island. Is that a saying? Have I just invented that?
Sure, I think it sounds good.
Sure.
Even if it's not.
Yeah. Well, it can be a thing. Yeah. So
we can go with that.
Yeah, we will. Yeah. So basically, what I'm saying is the support and friendships and things in esports, even from people from different teams. Like Elise and I are not on the same team, but we're still friends, and she is such a great supporter of everybody who races, and I've raced against her and things, and like attacked off the front and like got a bit of a gap, and and then it's been closed down. But like she's been like, yes, go for it. Like, I just love it. And so we're about to see Hamlet go up the escalator here
for the last time. Yep. And as you say, also the other thing is that
come on, Carsten.
that you do end up racing against these people. So quite often you'll come back to different race series, and it's typically the same races that you end up racing with. And so you do build that community, you do build that rapport, and it just makes the racing so much more enjoyable. You're not going to win every race, or you're not going to win every series. And so to be able to congratulate the others that do, and then have them congratulate you when you race well, just means so much more. But Hamlet is still on the front, though. Niall Batty there is still trying to push the front. They're trying to shut that gap down. He's opened it up to 13 seconds now. So it is a big one. Whether he can hold on to that. It's back to 10 seconds now. So Nicholas Drycott there is trying to... Sorry?
Nothing. Let's move on.
But Drycott's trying to shut that down. So he's closing that gap down now to 9 seconds. No one else has gone with him though, so you'd expect that maybe a couple of other races here, and maybe the Norwegian Viking might have jumped on Drykot's wheel, given that there's only 8 kilometers left in this race.
Is he trying to though? Because he is pushing over 6 watts per kilo.
6 watts per kilo, yeah. We can see, and just as we said that, here comes the Norwegian Viking just behind him.
Yeah.
Pushing the same power numbers too. So I think he's recognised that he needs to get on this.
Yeah. He's not mucking around. Drykot is not a guy that you let go. You hop on, and Gatesman from Relentless. Is that Gates? Yes, Gatesman from Relentless is Gatesman, also.
Yep.
It's the Blue Tron though.
You think that's it?
Gates, yeah. So Gatesman is out of America. He races for Relentless, and here comes Ruben flying past. The catapult effect is real, right? You just
that's
if you've
slingshot,
got a bit of
isn't
momentum,
it?
yeah, it's awesome. If you're in,
you can pull through, really, and especially if it's a punchy climb, like not too long, just enough that where you can sort of slingshot through, and before you know it, you're maybe 2 or 3 or 4 seconds off the front. It really can have an impact on the rest of the races. But Hamblet is really still putting out some big numbers there, 4.9 watts per kilo, especially after an hour and a half of racing at this level. That's incredible.
Do we know where Hamblet is on the GC? Or where Wahula Cole men at the top? I'm trying to remember.
We'll have a quick look down the list there. No, I don't see him in that top 15.
No, so he could be doing it for team points.
For the team points, correct, yep. Although, having said that, we can just see the Norwegian Viking has just come past him.
It changes so fast. Yeah. Because they're fighting for... They're all fighting for finish points.
Now exactly. The finishing points are going to be really important here. And remember, first place gets 30 points, second gets 29, third gets 28. So a lot of the riders here are really fighting for that, those top 10 positions, because that's really going to help. And especially the top 3. The top 3 of each team, the points will go through for the team points, and that will contribute to the overall standing of the team in this race series. And we know that Wahoo Esports there is on 278 points, leading first position. So they're going to want to make sure that no one else can threaten them in terms of trying to take that position.
Yeah, so I think Nathan's just needing a bit of a drink there with his water. Yeah.
Dry.
I have also realised that the top 30 get points. So there's 38 in this race. So only the top 30 over the line will get points. So I'm wondering how many are actually still in the front group. Are there 30 or are there more than 30? I know a couple of people did get dropped.
There have been a couple of drops, yep.
Yeah,
we might see that with Honda here. Or whether we can get one of the rear camera angles, we might get the actual number here in this front group. And it does look like there's definitely 21.
Yeah, and Damon's trying to check
there we go. Yeah, I think we've latched on to the rear rider there. So there's 22.
And Holden, interesting. Holden is dropped, as is JP. Look at, I know Karsten was as well. So there has been some interesting people who have got dropped. So what did we say there was? 21 in this front group.
22. So every rider in this front group is up for points, finishing points. So that's going to be, particularly interesting. Isn't it? But I think it's really going to come down to those team points. I think that's where I get the sense that a lot of the moves are going to occur around Wahoo Esports, and whether they can maybe claim first, second, third, which would be a fantastic result if they could. But sorry.
Do we? I think maybe one of the Wahoo, because the Wahoo Call are fighting for top spot in the team GC. So I'm wondering if maybe like a couple of them are sort of sitting in. Getting ready for the sprint finish, because I can see a couple of Wahoo jerseys towards the back.
Yep.
I think the pace we've still got 5 kilometers to go, but it'd be interesting to see what happens. Yeah, whether there'll be an attack or whether people will sit in.
Restart there as well, so
of course,
there's definitely some great Yeah, there's some great teams still definitely fighting for those points at the end of this race. Definitely one to keep an eye on, that's for sure. But I think the man in question, though, the Nigel Peterson, the Norwegian Viking, is the one with the bucket hat. We want to keep a close eye on him as it gets towards the final kilometres of that race. But just looking at the women coming through, so we might...
Now, they're coming up to the sprint.
Yes.
So they'll head down. So it is first across the line. Now, quite obviously, I'm rooting for Randy and Leah and Sydney. So Randy is fourth on the second, the beast mode. Fifth.
Yep.
So I'm really interested to see what happens. And Sarah wrote yes. So this will be interesting to see if there's any lead outs. It's on this stretch, isn't it? I'm trying to look.
Yep. So they're just coming around the hairpin there. So we're going to expect them to see as they take that left dog leg around. We'll see the beacon just up ahead, and then it'll be game on.
Yeah. So the ladies will be getting in position now. If there are any tactics going on, there'll be lead outs happening. I can see Leah at the front. It's very hard to know where to position yourself. I can see Heather and Megan towards the back. The thing is, all the ladies will be looking at each other thinking, who's going to blink first? Who's going to go first?
Yep.
So it's going to be interesting. They go down here and then left. Yeah, and then there's a segment. Yeah. Okay, so...
you don't want to be first, but you don't want to be last.
Yeah, and it's not fastest through, so it's also... I can see Leah pushing...
Here we go, Leah's pushing out.
So if we go to the... so... You're going to have to do it, Nathan.
All right, so Leah's in the front there, but Randy is pushing through, coming along as well. We've got Shanks in the mix there.
Get the videos on, Damon.
But Leah there in the front, Randy just behind. So Sarah actually is in the front. Sarah and Randy. Randy is right on her wheel. There's about a metre gap between them. Sarah is still in the front and crosses the line first with Randy second. Wow, so that's exactly the kind of...
Wow.
Yeah, that was what we thought was going to happen, wasn't it? That was really going to come down to Sarah and Randy vying for that front spot. But with only 2 kilometres to go now in the men's, we've got Junsi Honda in the front there. But looking across the cameras there, we've got Najal there on the left. Jamie Philpott still head down, still working. Ruben Dont there as well. That grimace face hasn't left it. Nicholas Drycott as well. We've got Bollinger and Rocker too. Just putting in little punches. Bollinger's definitely got the head and the shoulders moving, pushing hard. So you can definitely see these guys are not leaving anything out in the road now. We've got, about 1.5 kilometres left. So this is really going to come down to the Norwegian Viking, who is pushing off the front yet again. And this is what we expected to see. We expected to see him and Nicholas as well. I'm wondering whether Ruben can get to the front too, but definitely coming down to these two riders, these two fantastic riders here, trying to just open that gap up at this last moment of the race. But Pettinger there as well. We saw, Niall Batty there too, so he definitely doesn't want to be left out of the standings. But these two riders are really working hard now on the front. 7.1 watts per kilo, 6.9. You know, that's really just fantastic numbers at this late stage of the race. Whoa! So we've got just under 1 kilometre left now. And you'd have to think, you know, if you're a betting man, the Norwegian Viking here could take this out, but do not underestimate Nicholas Drycott too. And we can see him just in the center of the screen there. He would be absolutely focused on Najal at the moment, just watching his numbers to see when he starts to kick, because that's the moment there that you want to get out of the saddle and start ripping the handlebars off. Now, we've got Hurd trying to jump across to them. That's a big power move as well. But yeah, here we go. Najal pushing orange numbers there. Gatesman as well. But Najal on the front there, 6.7 watts per kilo, 7 watts per kilo. There is only 300 meters left, less than 300 meters now. Nicholas is pushing hard right on his wheel. He is not letting him get away. Does Nicholas have something to pull, though? That's for sure. Ruben is out of the saddle. Those heads, their handlebars are being ripped off left, right, and center now. Najal, can he hang on to him? Nicholas Drykite right in the front. Here goes Nadal. He's pushing through the front. Can he get him on the line? And I think he has. As the other riders start to come through the finish line there. Wow. That was insane. Whew.
Wow, that was awesome.
I think Nicholas might have gotten that one just on the line.
Wow, that was like that's the
Oh,
last,
sorry,
like,
Najal on the line. Yeah.
Yeah, that was so close. They were pushing epic watts there. You took
Yeah.
it away, Nathan. Absolutely outstanding job. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad.
Even with all the dropouts, I keep punching.
Oh man. Yeah, you're doing a brilliant job.
But we've got
so,
we've got there. We've got just on 20Ks.
Yes, so we're watching Randy at the moment. So I was watching her stream whilst watching the finish. I'm multitasking here. So Randy, if you are listening, you need to push like crazy, girl. I am so proud of you for that sprint. That was outstanding, as I am for the other ladies. Oh man, all right, I'm biased, but right now Randy is. But it's awesome because Leah, who is a teammate, she's dropping back a little bit to try and help Randy get back on. The other ladies are at the front. There is an 8-second gap, but there's still 20 kilometers to go. So
Still
it is
a lot to go.
closable. You can close it. Now, this is the point where I need to be there. This is the point. Because that's where you have domestiques in the races.
Yes.
So that you can help your teammates get back on, because Randy and Leah are high in the GC. Sydney and I are not. So this is why you race for your teammates. So, but the ladies in the front group, like Maria, Catherine, Sarah, they are not in the same team. So they will be seeing this and they will be pushing, because that's smart racing. It's heartbreaking. They will be trying to increase the pace
you want to be there, don't you?
Yeah, and it's brutal, and you just need to keep going, Randy. Honestly, I don't know if she can even hear me, but like this is I've been there, and it's so hard.
But she did fantastic in that.
Outstanding, absolutely.
That was
outstanding.
epic.
This is Randy's first. No, get your head up, Randy. This is Randy's first season of elite racing, and she got second, right, on the sprint.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely superb. So it's just brilliant. And the thing is, we've all been in this position right now. You can see Randy there, and you can see the group up ahead. We've all been in this position, and that gap might only be 3 seconds on the screen, but it's an absolute chasm. It is horrendous. You are fighting so much, and you know that the other teams are pushing the pace because they don't want to let you back on. Of course, that's racing. So,
and it's even more so when you got this just little false flat, like it's 2%, but it feels like you're trying to climb a mountain at the moment, and that 4 second gap, as you say, it just feels like it could be, 500 kilometers, given how much effort you're going to have to put in to try and get that gap back. But we can see Randy getting out of the saddle, though, still working, still fighting to try and get back on. And I think she might be able to do it if she keeps that power on as they come over that little rise. I think she might be able to maybe close that down a little bit.
Absolutely. I have absolutely all the faith in it. And just for the record, I would be saying the same thing if it was another lady from another team. Just because it's my teammate and my friend. Because all of these ladies, we need them all to show up to these races. So I am, if it was a lady from another team, I would be willing them back on.
Absolutely.
Because it's hard. There's another 20 kilometers to go. But Randy is a fighter, and this is smart racing, and it's quite impressive that these ladies are. So who have we got there at the front? We've got Maria from Synergy. So she's increasing the pace, which is oh god, Which is
Yeah.
right, because that's what Synergy is fighting for, the top spot, and they want
Correct,
to drop anybody that they can.
Yep.
Um,
More points for them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The Saris ladies are doing awesome as well. They're just sitting there. So it's Next and Synergy who are first and second on the Team GC. So they'll be wanting more points, to increase their standings. It is interesting to see the pace increase the minute somebody is dropped, because on the flats before they were doing about 110 watts or something, and now they're doing like closer to 200. Yeah, so yes. It is, yes, and I think we've lost Nathan again, so you've got me for a moment. Yeah. So yeah, it is it is heartbreaking when it happens.
Yeah.
But it builds such mental resilience, and it's happened to me before, and it breaks you, and then you I think Nathan's back now.
Yep.
But you learn so much about what you can do, what you can't do, how hard it is. You just learn so much about the racing and things, and yeah.
Well, that's it.
It is brutal. It is absolutely brutal.
Yep.
And and Randy will get points for the segment, and she will get to the finish line. So
yep. And get good finishing points too. There's no question about that. So all those points will count. That is for sure. But certainly at the moment, we are down now to 7 in this front group. So it looks like Leah's at the back with Randy, but we've still got some fantastic races here. So Kathleen Curie is still in the front there. Shanks, we've got Andrews as well. Rathwell, Jen Reel is still in the mix. So this is going to be this is going to come down to a massive finish. So with what we've got there, about just under or just on 15 Ks or thereabouts coming up. You'd have to be thinking now that a lot of these ladies would be in their final stages of their nutrition strategies, taking those last gels, preparing themselves, getting ready for this last sort of 20 minutes of racing, which is about what we've got left. So certainly they would be thinking ahead now, watching the numbers, looking at what the other races are doing, trying to get a sense, I guess, and this is what I'd be doing, trying to get a sense of how tired some of the other ladies are. So they might even be, as you've done, Holly, watching a couple of the other streams for the ladies that are streaming, trying to get a sense of, are they struggling? Are they feeling okay? Do I go long? Do I leave it till the last moment? It's going to be a tough one. But certainly at this stage of the race, Holly, what would you think if you were in this mix at the moment with about 15 Ks to go? Would you want to just
going back
sit
for
in?
Randy. No, I'll be going back for Randy, 100%.
Yeah,
and Leah. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Because, oh my God. Yeah, I don't know if you can tell, but it's just like, I'm so proud of Randy and Leah.
Yeah.
And Leah went back. Leah's dropped because Leah tried to support Randy to try and get her back, I think. That's what it looked like. But they're still increasing the pace. So Leah and Randy are both in no woman's land. Yeah,
but
I'd
still
be
doing
going back for them. Yeah,
a fantastic job.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, and it. I mean, look, it's 1 hour 40 minutes. That's an hour longer than like usual Zwift races. So
yeah,
it is absolutely just superb, and I'm just so proud of all of these ladies actually, because that was smart what Saris and Next and Synergy did to increase the pace. That is, if it was the other way around, absolutely, it's just
I mean, fair play to them, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah, and yeah. I
can see Ruben's just jumped in the chat. Ruben's saying, "Thanks for demolishing my legs."
Oh, you're welcome,
So-
Ruben. I mean, yeah, sure.
But no, fantastic effort, Ruben. That was excellent racing. That was exciting to watch. Really good to see you, especially in that sprint. Oh my gosh, that was epic.
Ruben, your game face is awesome. You had so much focus and like absolute. It was brutal, and we could see the
that
pain.
grimace.
And and I was just thinking, like, well, you know, if he feels like that, it's perfectly all right for the rest of us, mere mortals, to feel like that too. So awesome job, Ruben, and thanks for joining in the chat too. So much appreciated.
Yeah, no, very good. Thank you very much. Okay, so in this front group, we still have Jen Real, we've got Catherine Curie. Is Sarah Roach still in this mix? I'm just looking down the list there. I don't see her. But we've got Shanks, Rathwell, Andrew still pushing in this front group. Now it is down to 7, and they have opened up a 21-second gap over Cuthbertson. So this is going to come down to these 7 riders and how they approach this last sort of 10, 15 kilometers, which is what we have left in this race. So Saris still in good numbers there. Restart still in good numbers. Just who's the one on the back in the white there? I'm just wondering if we can get a camera angle just to flick around.
Catherine Carey.
Is that Catherine in the back? Yeah, okay, there we go.
I think so. Yeah. She is, I think, leading the individual GC, I think, for the ladies, possibly. Could we get the leaderboard up for the ladies?
Yep.
Yes, she is. So we've got Catherine Carey. Maria is in this race, I think.
No, she's not. She's not in this race.
No, she's not. It's the other Maria. Sorry, Maria Thompson from Synergy is. Yeah, so Catherine, Sarah, Randy, Jen, Leah. Yeah.
And just looking down that list. Oh, we look at Thompson. I think Thompson I saw there.
Oh, and
she's still in the race as well. So, and Megan Rathwell. So certainly a lot of the races, the ladies that are in this top 15 are in this front group. So this is definitely going to come down to a brutal finish. Even the Norwegian Vikings jumped in the chat too, and he's saying, "Good game, Ruben." All my neighbours too. So he's just saying thanks, and it was a fantastic race. Great to see it. Great to be able to commentate on it. And congratulations on taking that one out.
People think I'm a madman in my basement, says Ruben. Good game, Ruben. All my neighbours too. Yeah. See, that's what I mean about the community, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's a race, but then, you know, it's normal to. I'm pretty sure my neighbours wonder what I'm doing half the time. My Twitch followers wonder what I'm doing half the time. So, if you want to watch me on Twitch, go and follow me or whatever you want to do. Someone is Baddy in the chat. Maybe he can post my Twitch link for me because I'm busy right now.
There we go. We've got it.
Why not plug myself too?
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
So Holly Bergen there, go and check her out on Twitch. You do some fantastic races. And like I watched one the other week, that climb you did, it was basically the whole race was just climbing, and it was just monumental watching you, battling it out with the men in the same race, and it was just wonderful to watch. Inspirational.
Yeah, I'm not sure it felt like that, but thanks.
We know it didn't feel that way, but it was great to watch.
No, there was a few swear words and whatever else in them.
in amongst your Disney tunes, which we've found out that you do like to listen to when you're racing.
Anything. What in the chat? What do people listen to? What are your tactics and things?
What's your go-to song?
Yeah, like how do you survive these races? Whether it's music, I don't know. Do people have Netflix? I want to know what other people do in races and things because.
Well, we can ask Ruben and Najal as well, and ask them what are your tips.
Yes, I need all the help I can get, guys. Come on.
Yep.
Tell me.
Yep.
How do I make myself faster?
Is it show tunes? Baby Shark starts playing in my head when I see orange numbers. Well, there you go. I don't know if that's that would be that inspirational, but that would be funny. Now, thank you for that, Ribbon. Now I can't get the song out of my head.
Brilliant.
Oh gosh. So we have almost just on 10 kilometers, about 11 kilometers left in this race. The ladies are coming back through the back section of this course, which is lumpy, and you can see those numbers there up and down, -1, +1, +2. It's going to be difficult for, I think, a few of the ladies that might be a bit tired now and maybe are just hanging on to the back of this group. And Holly, the other thing with this group, as it whittles down to the 7 that we've got at the moment, the draft gets reduced just incrementally, enough that it makes it harder and harder for some of the riders to hang on. Would you say?
Yeah, that's true actually. Yeah, because 7 riders is like a team time trial. Well, 8 would be, but you can do it with 7. So yeah, the draft is less actually. So you'd have to pay if you're trying to stay in the group to recover in the draft. You'd have to pay a bit more attention, because I think it'd be so easy to slide to the front and then be out the draft and recovering. But saying that, they are still pushing, although they were on a bit of a climb, I guess. So they are still pushing up the hills and things. Maybe one at the front doing over 4 watts per kilo. Yeah, they're keeping the pace up. They are not letting Leah and Randy
get away. I
know. Ladies, you've broken me, man. Not Leah and Randy, but like you others. Like, honestly, I mean, it was awesome. Like, I love it, but like also all the things. Oh my god.
It's a range of emotions, isn't it?
Oh, it is. Yeah, because like, yeah, it is. It's brutal.
But I think what you're saying though is you do have to keep paying attention, especially if you are sitting sort of mid-pack, 5th or 6th wheel. You need to be paying attention, watching those numbers, just to make sure that you can maximize whatever draft is available to minimize the amount of effort and power that you've got to put out. Because all it takes is someone, if you look away, as you say, if you're opening up a gel, if you're looking away to get a drink, and one of the front riders to kick, especially on one of these little 2 or 3% punches, that gap can open up really quickly, and before you know it, you're off the back and you're fighting with everything you got to get back on. And actually, in fact, we can see a nice little pace line starting to form there. So the draft is razor thin, I would suspect.
Yes, there is about 10 kilometers left. Look at that. Good timing, Holly. 10 kilometers left.
It's almost like you know what you're doing.
Oh, do I? I don't know. I seem to do a lot of things and not a lot of, I don't know, not really good at anything, but yeah. So you're gonna have to pay attention. And the teams now, so Next and Synergy. Oh, I'm really sorry. Sydney is still in the front group. It's because it's her first time doing this race, so I'm so sorry. I forgot that she was in the front group too. So we've got Sydney from Restart, 2 Saris ladies, we've got the Next ladies and the Synergy ladies. So I think there's 3 Next ladies. I think we've got Heather, and then I think there's 2 Synergy ladies and 2 Saris ladies, and then Sydney. So this will be interesting. So each of them has got a teammate, which is lovely. Apart from Sydney.
Which is lovely.
It's lovely. So go put your shrimp on Barbie.
So do you think that's going to play into this? Like, would there be some communication going on between these teammates to discuss how they're going to play out this last sort of remaining kilometers left in this event?
Well, yeah, you'd like to think so. So it's very hard to do during a race, which is why you need a DS to work out for you. But if you've got two ladies and then one of them is higher up the GC, for example, you'd maybe like want the lady that's higher up the GC to do better than the other one, if that makes sense, because you get more points, so they can
place better.
Up for the placings. Yeah.
Yep.
So whether they'll be planning on maybe a lead out or just surviving. I don't know. This is a crucial point as well, actually. The ladies will have to look at that, hitting orange numbers, 10 watts per kilo.
Up that escalator.
Here. Yep. They are busting it. And this is the way it hits the flat. So you have to keep your power
You've got to keep the power on, correct.
Yeah, because gaps happen so fast. So, and I think they've all made it up the...
It does look that way.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll wait to see if there's been any... Oh, okay. Wait to see if there's been any damage caused with that little escalator punch as they come over the bridge.
It'll have ripped their legs for sure. Absolutely. They were hitting orange numbers. Orange that numbers fatigue, is not something.
That's essentially a little 50-meter or 100-meter sprint. That is, and that's the last thing you want to be doing after 70 kilometers of racing at this level.
Yes, it's going to be over 2 hours. Look, because it's nearly 2 hours now. So we've got 8 kilometers left to go. It's reasonably flat. A couple of rolly parts where you've got to pay attention. So I'm wondering if anybody is
going to try and open up a gap.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's hard because I know some of these ladies and how they race and things, and I don't want to be giving away what I think their tactics might be. But I'd be interested to see if any of them sort of false attack, if you like, so they're attacking, but what the real attack is somebody from behind actually going.
Yep.
So somebody will attack. For those that don't know what I'm talking about, somebody will attack and then sort of on purpose sort of let the group catch, but then straight away their teammate attacks over the top, and that's the real attack.
Yep.
Kind of thing, which I like that. So
you here for it?
I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it. I mean, I'm glad you're here for it because I think people would get sick of my voice. But I don't know if anybody. Yeah, so Sydney is pushing at the front at the moment. She's chasing down an attack there from Megan Rathwell from Saris, and Maria from Synergy is chasing it. Yeah, they've closed that down. So they are.
Yep. So, you can see them. They're definitely working that front to see who's got the legs or who are the ones that may be hanging off the back, that they can probably open up a gap now that there's only 7Ks left in this race, and try and force a breakaway to happen and secure some of those points. But I think you're right, Holly. I think those false attacks on the front now, we're probably going to see more of that happening over these remaining kilometers to see who's got the legs to go, and who is maybe, got maybe some matches still in the box that they're willing to burn as it comes into the later stages of this race. But it is going to be really interesting. Now, I'm just looking again at those bikes. They're all disc wheels.
There's a Bluetron in there.
Yeah, there's a Bluetron still pushing it. Who's on the Bluetron? Is that Sydney?
No, it's a next rider.
Oh, was it Catherine?
Oh, yes, it was, wasn't it? Yes.
Catherine
two hours ago, we discussed what bikes they were on. I forgot. I've had a nap since then.
But again, as you're talking about, you got these rollers here too, and if you're not paying attention or if the fatigue is real, then it's so easy just to get, just even if it's 1 or 2 seconds of a gap opening up, that can be enough to either get dropped or to win this race. And of course, even at 2%, that is real pain. There's no question about that.
It's going to be burning. 2 hours of racing and those sprints are just... And it's raining and dark in London. That's lovely. It's just what these ladies need. A bit of rain. They are going to be so glad to cross the finish line, I know.
Yep. And after these races, it's just, you're right. It's such a fantastic experience to be able to complete this, be in that front group, crossing the line first. But at the same time, these races do take it out of you. I mean, as you say, it's 2 hours of racing. That's a lot of fatigue in the legs to try and work through over the next 24 hours, 48 hours to get yourself ready for this final race that's coming up next week?
Yeah, so what is race 6? Do we think we could get that list up possibly? Look at that. Oh, there's us. Right, there's you in your car.
Casse Pets.
Yeah. I was sitting comfortably and then it's like, no, here you go. Casse Pat. Yeah, so we're off to France. So it's less climbing and a few kilometres left. All right, cool.
Yeah, so 69.9.
Another one that I'd have loved to have done.
Yep. I think that one would suit you too, actually. So,
thanks for that. That's really helpful. Maybe I can race it and commentate at the same time.
I think you could do it. Yeah, for sure.
Well, Ika from the guys, they weren't commentating in Spanish, but I do know that Ika and some of his Spanish friends were commentating on this race, well, for the men's, in Spanish to help improve the
that's awesome.
For our sport in Spanish, which I absolutely love. And he was racing and commentating at the same time, which is absolutely outstanding. Yeah, and Ika and his wife Rosa, who were brilliant. And I've actually met them. I went to San Sebastian in Spain and met them, and it was so super cool because I love meeting fellow Zwifters and esports racers and things. And of course, my daughter says to me, "Mum, all you do is talk about Zwift and things and racing and cycling," and I'm like, yes, but that's because that's how I know these people.
That's exactly it. Yeah, that's your common interest. And actually, Ika jumped in the chat earlier on and said cheers from Basque country.
Yes.
So it was, unfortunately he couldn't race in this race, but it sounds like he's certainly staying involved as much as he possibly can. So that's fantastic. And great. Ika, if you've got your YouTube channel, just throw the link in the chat there, and we'll have the others that have been watching go along and subscribe and check you out. So that'd be great. Okay, so we have under 5, about 4.5 kilometers to go, or thereabouts. So we are at the pointy end of this race. 74.1 kilometers of racing. These ladies have absolutely smashed this.
I'm interested to see how these ladies... Oh, so there's Megan. So she's in Canada. She races for Saris Esports, and she is pushing the pace a little bit at the front. Maybe she's trying to burn the legs. I mean, I think all the legs are burnt by now, to be honest. I think she's just... I think it's just... whoever's on the front is on the front kind of thing, you know. I don't think anyone's really although saying that, if we are hitting what is this club called? That's it, Northumberland. You can buy it on Monopoly 5%. For like £220 Monopoly. But they are trying to cause a break. So we've got,
here we go, and actually in fact there could be a break opening up.
Possibly. So Sydney, Sarah Roach, Megan Rathwell, Heather Shanks. Heather's just off the back there, but she's kicking over 7 watts per kilo there to try and stay on. They're going to have to keep the pace up.
Yeah, the pace has to. You've got to keep the power on, and you've got to keep it on until you crest over this little roller just up ahead there. Because if you back it off, then that's where again a gap can open up. Niall has jumped into the chat. Hey Niall, well done. That was a great race, by the way. He says, "Let's go, Niall. Ladies."
Yes. Niall, super, super proud of you. Well done. Yeah.
And then you get this little reprieve coming down past the statue here. And then, you get a chance to regroup and rethink about where things are at. But I think all the ladies are still in this mix. No one got dropped on that climb. So this will be the group. So we've got just on 3 kilometers to go. Megan there on the front, pushing again, trying to stretch that elastic out as far as it will go. Sydney is right on her wheel though, but Thompson is trying to get across. So certainly I get the sense that there are a couple of riders in this front group here who are eager to try and break this front up and maybe only have to contest with 2 or 3 riders and not 7.
Yeah, they are trying, but the thing is, every single one of them is capable of holding on at this point. Well, I mean, I say that it's been 2 hours of racing, so it's dependent on how your legs feel. There's no kind of numbers and things on, Zwift Power or whatever that can tell you how these ladies are feeling right now. It's brutal. If you think you've got a bit more energy, or you've had a caffeine gel, or I don't know, a green jelly baby.
Turn an extra fan on.
Yeah, just absolutely anything to
any leverage you can sort of take advantage of, I think is going to play a big part. Yep.
Yeah.
And as you say, it could be a fresh water bottle with some ice in it, or it could be a gel or something else that just gives you that extra kick to get across the line, or to stay in that front group, or to be in that breakaway in the dying stages of this race. But just watching Leah there, she's still got 3Ks to go there. So still, and the numbers are good. Like, that's 3.5 watts per kilo that she's putting out.
Yeah, there is no giving up. I can see, obviously, I can see all their watts per kilos. And Leah and Randy, they are dropped, but they have not given up. They are not doing 50 watts to just get over the line. It'll take them a while to finish if they do that. But they are still kicking and still,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
it's a mental game.
There. So, Randy's power, like she was sitting at 4 watts per kilo. Leah's at 2.5 watts per kilo. So certainly, as you say, they are not giving up. They are still putting everything they've got into finishing this as best and as fast and as powerful as they can.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sydney is on her own in this front group, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. So I'm interested also to see if any of them, who leads it out, who goes long. They're also going to be looking at each other. You could tell the pace has sort of eased up because the group's got wider.
Yeah.
So they're going to be, because it's 1 point, whatever that is, something, just over a kilometre to the finish line. So they're going to be looking at each other thinking like, well, who's going to go first? Are you going to go first?
Who's going to kick first?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's very nerve-wracking.
You don't want to be first. You don't want to be last, though.
No, you do not want to be. So Jen Reel's at the front. So she's kicking. So this is going to be interesting. So she's doing over 5 watts per kilo, and Sydney is right on her wheel, as is Sarah Roach. They are not letting anybody go. Maria, all the ladies. Look at that line. What a perfect line. That would be great for a TTT.
So 800 meters left, 700 meters left.
I commented in the chat saying who we're rooting for, and Pookie's put for me. Pookie, do you understand just how badly I wish I was racing this? Like, I am just, oh wow. Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. But I'm not. I'm here. But I have feelings. So here we go. The last 500 meters. So we've got Jen Reel.
Bring us home.
All right. So we've got Jen Reel kicking off the front. Sarah Roach. We're all hitting orange numbers now. Over 10 watts per kilo from these ladies. As they hit the green line going into sprint, we've got 200 meters to go. So is Sarah Roach going to kick right over the top of Catherine Curie? Oh my gosh, it's exhausting. Jen is still kicking out over 8 watts per kilo. But Heather Shanks, what a finish. Did she just take that?
Yeah, I think she did.
That was on the line, wasn't it?
That was right on the line. I don't know if we can get a replay of that finish. But if we can,
sure, because that was so close.
That was, Pookie's right when he's saying, and Noel as well. Power and whoa. That was perfectly timed to take that right on the line.
Over 10 watts per kilo.
That's
insane, Jen did an awesome job. Elise is just coming in the chat. Let's go, Jen. Yeah. So Jen Reel, amazing. Amazing sprints from all the ladies. Sometimes it is just pure luck of your positioning, and that takes skill and practice and luck to to be in the draft of the right wheel.
Well, that's it, and we haven't talked much about racecraft, but you're absolutely spot on. Like you can be a really strong racer in these races, but unless your racecraft is dialed in, and you find yourself out of position, you just can't. You won't be able to get over the top of some of these races. You just won't have. Zwift just doesn't allow you to to do that, and so you've really got to position yourself well coming into those final meters of the race, so that you can take advantage of your racing line and get past some of those races before it's too late. But certainly, racecraft is a massive component.
Absolutely, it is. Yeah. So we just saw the front bunch finish, and then we saw Leah come over the. Oh, this is the replay. Yep.
Here we go.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're watching Heather.
Yeah. So Sarah Roach is now at the front, and Heather and Catherine Curie are coming up behind her. So Catherine is now leading this out, and Catherine is right on her wheel. Oh, this is brutal.
Heather Shanks coming through.
Yeah. So
literally with about 10 meters.
Heather Catherine Maria?
Yeah, I think so.
Do we think? Heather has an outstanding sprint. I've been in a sprint with Heather, and she beat me.
It looks as if she had some really big power numbers there.
Yeah. So we're seeing Randy. I'm. Yeah. So if you are watching Randy's stream, please send us some love, because this will be a massive, massive mental thing for Randy. And if you are listening, give us a sprint finish, Randy. I don't know. She may not be. She may be absolutely.
There we go.
Dead, but
yeah,
yes,
she's out
Randy,
of saddle.
go. Come on. Orange numbers, Randy. Come on, push it all the way to the line. Yes, I'm so freaking proud of you. And I know just how much. Keep pushing to the line, Randy. And I know how much that was mentally exhausting for you, Randy.
Oh.
And honestly, we've been there. Everybody's been there, and I'm so proud
how
of you,
much
Randy.
it hurts. Yeah, fantastic
it does,
effort.
because you were so close, and it just and that sprint you put in was absolutely outstanding.
Well,
so
for those that
job.
maybe have joined in just towards the end of this race, Randy did pick up second spot in the Beast Mode Preem sprint segment. So she took away some valuable sprint points. So that would definitely push her up the leaderboard. She was in fifth. If we just jump back quickly into the Beast Mode Preem sprint segment leaderboard, we can see that adding 2 points to her total, because Amelia is not in, Maria's not in, Sarah was. So Sarah was first, Randy's second, Nicole's not in this race. So that's going to bump her up to 3. It's probably going to put Randy equal 4th spot at this point. So, which is fantastic.
Yeah, you're doing maths and my I'm these races are so emotional, and all the ladies just showing up to take out. I mean, they've been racing for just over 2 hours, but it's not just the race; it's the pre-race things it's doing, the weigh-in and preparing and everything. It's not an easy thing to show up for. So
we've got the results in the men's here. So let's quickly run through them. So Nick Hurd there in 10th with Cryogen. Ryan Dummer there with Wahoo Esports in 9th. Angus Butler there in 8th from Wahoo as well. David Goodall from Restart in 7th. In 6th, we got Thirbert Bolliger from Foundry. In 5th, Rodrigo Fernandez Simon from Cryogen. So in 4th, though, we've got David Pacheco from Deepak. But in 3rd spot, we have Ruben Dont there from Abus. In 2nd, we had Nicholas Dricott there from Foundry. Only, when I say only, but only 0.127 seconds behind Najal Peterson in first place there from RWB, taking out this win again. It's been fantastic watching him, and I think I'm really looking forward to the final race, race 6 at Casse Pats when it comes up next week. But watching him race has been an absolute treat. But congratulations to those top 10 races there. What an absolute brutal race, and so wonderful to see them do so well. But 0.127 seconds behind Najal there is just
That's
amazing.
not
So
much at all.
no,
Yeah.
yep,
So all these results they are provisional, and
correct.
they, as you can see at the bottom, pending performance verification. So everyone's
right.
performance will be verified, and in a few
Yeah.
days, it does take
Well,
time to do it because everyone has jobs and things, so you just have to bear with us. And here we are with the ladies. All right, so we'll go bottom to top. All right, so Randy Gino, absolutely outstanding from restart. Leah also awesome teamwork from restart, and Sydney, well done Sydney, because that was her first race during the series, so great job. Megan Rathwell in 6th place from Saris. Sarah Roach from Abus Synergy in 5th place. Jen Reel, awesome job. Elise, I've forgotten your surname. Gallegos, her teammate in 4th. Maria Tomaby from Synergy in 3rd place, and taking 2nd spot from Nexus Catherine Curie and her teammate Heather Shanks, who does have an absolutely outstanding sprint, also from Next in 1st spot. Well done, ladies, because that was a tough race, and it was
that sprint that Heather, the way she timed that finish was just amazing. Like
perfect.
That was centimeter perfect. That was. I don't think you could do that any better and take that kind of a win right on the line, like literally meters from the finish. And because like we were watching, like coming into that sprint segment, she wasn't even in the picture. And then, maybe 100 meters left, we started to see her come through the pack, and then
she just
50
kicked.
meters, 20 meters, and just came over the top of Catherine and Maria and Jen and Sarah and just took that one out.
All of them.
It was an amazing sprint finish. That was awesome to watch.
Yeah, it's super good. Over 10 watts per kilo, probably more. It was really hard to see the orange numbers on the black background.
It's always a trick, isn't it?
It's always really hard when I just see orange and I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, putting some effort here now. Yeah. Oh, here we go with the replay again. Yes.
So Heather's not even in the picture here.
Yeah, so she's
coming
towards
up across
the back.
Yep.
So watch Heather. Yeah, so we can see in the list how she moves up.
Here
so
she
now
comes.
she's in 5th. Yep. So there she is. She's just going past her teammates, and then with about 10 meters to go, she hits the front.
That was close.
Perfect. Okay, so yeah.
So
that's the results we just read. Yep.
So
I wonder
next
if we have
week,
beast mode. Here we go. We do the guys.
Here we go.
Yep.
All right. So in first place, Najal Peterson. In second is Ruben Dont, and of course in third is Jamie Philpott. So that's going to be excellent to see how that plays out now with the final race. Najal is streaking away with this award, I suspect, given that he's so far ahead now in points. But second place is definitely up for grabs. How do the women look?
So third place for this. So this is this race. Third place with 1 point with oh my gosh, Heather Shanks with 1 point. Second place, Randy Gino. I can't tell you just how proud I am of Randy, and I know she's destroyed right now because if you are watching her Twitch, I know how you're feeling, Randy, and you did outstanding. So she got 2 points in second place. And Sarah Roach, absolutely brilliant. She is an epic sprinter. She got first place with 3 points, and huge congratulations, Sarah Roach. Well done. So
no, that was fantastic. That was one of the, I think, of the series. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that was probably the best sprint I've seen in the women's of all the races so far.
Yeah, because every one of them, they put... The thing is as well, is even if you're not in contention for the sprint, you still have to sprint to be able to not get dropped. So
yeah.
It is so... Sorry, Nathan. You are epic for doing this in your car, by the way. It is. I want people to know just how much effort you've put into this, because I know you've got wires going to your car and all sorts, because it is pitch black where you are, as you can all see. It's also dark here in this part of Yorkshire.
Well, it's a trick. We're on holiday at the moment, and we've got kids asleep in the house, and there's no real space I can go to, so. The car made the logical sense. It's quite soundproof, and but logistically, it's a bit of a trick.
Yeah, I'm so glad to hear. as are all our viewers, I think.
Well, apologies for a couple of dropouts there, but the internet in the location I am isn't as strong as my normal connection is, so. But that's okay. This is what we do. It's the very least I can do, given the fact that these guys have absolutely been smashing it. And speaking of smashing it, smash that like button and drop Damo a comment here at ZMS Esports Studio, the #1 broadcaster in esports entertainment. He does a fantastic job of bringing this together each and every week with all the details, all the cameras. Now, those camera feeds don't just magically appear out of thin air. Damo from ZMS Esports Studio goes to all the races, sends them all the details. They send him their connections, and then he has to put it all together. So again, a really fantastic effort. And as Holly mentioned earlier on, Dean as well, the race coordinator here for this series, getting this information together. Dean Cunningham, there he is. Well, that's not the real Dean Cunningham. We'll get a picture of him in a second.
Actual footage.
There's
there
Dean.
He is.
So again, he does a fantastic job. Of bringing everyone together. But he also, the race is finished and all the races have done, but he's got a mountain of work to do now, and going back and verifying all the details, making sure that everyone is verified correctly, and that we've got the right people taking away the right points. Yeah, so next week, as we said, race 6 is the final race of this invitational series. It is, as we mentioned, in France, Cassé-Pat's 69.9 kilometers, 3 laps of that. And if you know it, you know exactly what's involved. 465 meters of climbing. They'll be going up that petite com 3 times.
Couldn't make it 70, no.
Having another crack at Dean, are we?
Wow. Yeah, that is. Yeah, I'm gonna get FOMO from that as well. So there we go. I'm just gonna be like whinging the whole race. So why can't I be in this? So so Cassé-Pat, which is, I think basically it's RGV backwards. No, possibly not. I can't remember. It's France. It's through the S's, up the aqueduct, and repeat, rinse, repeat.
Correct.
So
no, I think it's the other way. I think we go the aqueduct first. Then,
and then the S's.
Yeah. So it's going to be a tough one, that's for sure. But aside from any other dropouts, we'll finish it off there. Holly, it is always fantastic commentating with you. I really do love it. I love how passionate you are about it. And I do understand.
And how heartbroken I get. Feel all emotional. It's an emotional rollercoaster, Nathan, honestly.
Yeah, no, clearly it is. And it's close to your heart. You've got races there that are very good friends of yours, and you want to see the best results. And we did get the best result for Randy as well with that sprint. So certainly,
absolutely, and Leah and Sarah Roach for taking it, and for Heather for winning it, and all of you ladies. Obviously, I race for Restart, but I do absolutely root for all of those ladies in that race. So you guys are awesome. I hope you all know that.
And it's fantastic. And as I said, we've got some of the races here. Niall there as well. Najal as well jumped in. Ruben too. So again, drop a comment there. If anyone you think could or would, love to watch this race, send them a link to it. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and we'll catch you in the next race.
Bye.